Well, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today, we have a very special guest. Mr. Henry Sanchez is with us.
Yes.
How are you, dude?
Doing good, man.
Yes, dude. Long time in the making, dude. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Man, it's an honor and a privilege and all of the above to have you here, bro.
It's an honor to be here, man.
Man, listen, and not to mention, dude, you have been on fire lately on the putting out the Instagram. Are we filming a part? What's going on?
Today's standards or old man?
No. I'm talking about like,
dude,
we're talking standards in general.
You're learning switch heel crooks. Like that's amazing, man.
It was sloppy. It was sloppy. Fucking foot flew off. And I could do better than that.
No,
shit.
I love that energy. That's great because I thought that shit was amazing, and I know you got a lot of comments on that particular. That shit that you posted with the switch heel, I thought was like phenomenal. Really,
yeah.
You know what I mean. For us at our ages, like to be doing stuff like that, I think is amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
Learning it,
Yeah,
yeah, it's insane.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
And so yeah, I'm more than psyched. We were just talking before the show. We were like, okay, we gotta chill. Like too many stories being told.
Yeah, it already started flowing and shit.
Yeah, man. Because we started talking about like the my Siri's going crazy right now. Even she wants to ask you a question. Because we were talking about like the good old, like we were just talking about like when you guys were skating for Blind and I mean everybody that comes through here that skated for that company was talking about going in the warehouse and taking boards and skating the park and just having a great time, And for me, the outside looking in, I was like, this is the shit. Like even if I had a chance to go skate the World Park, like it would have been like the highest moment of my life, know.
Right.
But I mean, for you guys, you were just there skating, having a good time. You weren't. I mean, obviously, you were probably thinking about tricks to do, but it seemed like also you were just in there having fun.
Yeah.
And that was the bottom line, right?
Yep.
And then even at skating like EMB, like we were just talking before the show, like you were making up tricks like every day and just filming. And was that just the norm? Like every day you just show up there and just
did you have a plan?
I'm just
gonna try something, just fling something out and learn it.
That's it, right there.
Just fling something out.
Roll the dice, bro.
That's it.
Fucking roll the dice.
Well, you did a lot of good ones, yeah.
Well, I would think about it, like what can I do? Like what's working right now? Like fakie half cab front, fakie, whatever.
Yeah.
Like whatever is working for that moment, I'm gonna try to work with that and try to do something creative with it, something different.
Yeah.
So it worked out because skating was so underdeveloped. There was so much to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it just worked out with the way I think or used to think. I can't think like that anymore.
Come on, man.
Yeah, but skateboarding's come so far since then, obviously, and a lot of tricks that we probably were like, nah, this ain't gonna never be done are being done now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
what for you in a sense of like how EMB was just transpired into what it was, like being that you were probably one of the guys when it was first kind of like, on the undertaking of being what it was. How was that and how did that come about? You know what I mean? Of you just skating there, you know what I mean? Like,
You mean what brought me to EMB?
Yeah, what brought you to EMB and like,
Sam Smythe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam Smythe.
Sam Smythe.
Brought
I think
you
it was
to
Sam Smythe.
The first time just rolled up.
It could have been Sam. I have a bad memory. Dude.
Okay.
I had concussion.
But it sounds about right though, because
I think it was Sam.
he was the dude over there too.
Yeah. There was so many like the dudes over there, but obviously with Henry and Mike Carroll and there's certain dudes that James Kelch obviously was such a big part of EMB that I came in around that time, but like later. So, and a lot of people thought I was from San Francisco, but I'm like, for you being in that Mecca, like I just trying to like understand like from your perspective, like what that was like for you.
It was just we're young, dumb, and we were superstars at the time. So we were just, like living it up and getting all cocky and being dicks there.
I've heard it was an intimidating place.
Yes, it was.
For sure. But I mean, I think that's just that's the ambiance of it too, and that's the legend of EMB was like, if you went there, you had to watch your self. Can't wax the curbs or do any of that shit, you know, or people would fucking.
Yeah, what was the etiquette like that for all the waxing the ledges back then? Because I would go to Pier 7 and I would hear all these things like, oh, don't wax that ledge.
Oh, yeah.
What was it like back then?
Don't wax it.
Anything.
Shit. This is our shit. Don't wax it.
Yeah.
You know, don't look like a kook.
Yeah. Would you wax?
Look like a kook, you're gonna get vibed.
Yeah, but would you wax anything?
Of course. On the low. Of course. Hell yeah.
But could you imagine back then, like Henry skating a curb and you go up and wax it?
No, there was common courtesy. You would have to definitely ask, hey, is it okay if I wax that? Are you cool with that? Like, if we're all skating,
dumb rules, right?
You know,
so dumb.
But even like the trick rules, I think amongst the dudes that were doing it, I remember like people asked me, "Hey, can I try that with you?" You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I thought that was like, oh yeah, let's do it. Like fucking
right.
But I thought that was dope as fuck because if you weren't that dude that you would be like to ask that, you know, like you would just go and do it.
Well, there's like two ways. Like either you're trying to one up somebody or you're inspired.
Right.
You know.
Right. So I figured that
it depends maybe on that vibe.
Right.
Like somehow, it probably depends on if it's like an out of towner coming in. Like, let me try that with you. You're like, you know where you are right now. Like, you're not gonna try this with me.
Nah,
you know,
for
like
sure.
some shit like that.
But I didn't think like those out of towners would be intimidated to ask somebody like Henry, like, hey, can I try that with you? I don't think that would be the case. It would be more like that's what I'm saying. Dude. When I was like, damn, like Mike or even yourself, you're like, can I try that with you? I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Even if you do it first, like I don't give a fuck. Let's do this shit.
Right.
You know, so
yeah.
When did you guys first meet? You and Jerron?
Blind days.
Yeah. So you guys met. You guys didn't know each other before you were on Blind?
No, I don't think so.
But even weren't you?
I knew of Henry.
Yeah.
But weren't you sponsored by Real also?
Yes.
So, but isn't that on the same timeline as you, Dubs?
I was on Reel for a brief moment. I had an ad, and to be honest, I quit right after I had an ad, and then I was on Blind with Henry. So I think my duration of being on Reel, it definitely wasn't. I think you were already on Blind.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were on Reel, then went to Blind.
Yeah.
How long were you on Reel for?
Probably about maybe a year.
A year? Okay. Yeah. How old were you at that point?
I was like 15, 16.
15. Yeah. How'd you get on Reel?
Well, I sent a sponsor me.
Yes.
It wasn't even a video. It was just pictures of me skating in my underwear. And all I did was 1 foot. Just
you were almost like
1 foot just for the fuck of it.
It's almost like you were trolling them back then.
And I wrote a letter and it was just comedy. It wasn't serious at all. Wow. But apparently they knew who I was. Okay. And they liked the letter and I got sponsored. Spitfire and Thunder, Super Kush right off the bat. And then they made Real. Uh-huh. And then they wanted to turn me pro. So I was just like, wow. Not even an AM on a board company, just straight to pro.
You turned pro straight away.
Yeah.
Had a board and everything.
Yeah.
But that's how like legendary you were already at that time through everyone's eyes in San Francisco.
Well, I had like 6 minutes of footage.
Yeah.
So like it was like, how could you say, how can we not turn this guy pro? Right. We're making a video and this guy has all the footage and he's only 15, 16 years old. Like,
and the approach is remarkable. It's like insane. Like,
yeah,
I'm sending a letter with
pictures of me doing 1 foot in my underwear.
Like, and they were whitey tighties. They weren't boxers. This is before the boxer days.
Oh my God!
Who was the one that called you from that? Was it who was the team manager back then?
Steve Rouge, Shrugi.
Oh, okay.
Shrugi?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shrugi.
So he took me under my wing, under his wing, and smoke hella pot. Always like, don't ever do this, don't ever do this. He'd give me a bunch of wheels to sell to get some money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Just took me around,
That's
so
right.
It was cool.
And you grew up in San Francisco? Or?
I was born in San Francisco and then moved out of San Francisco like 12.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just too expensive, like I couldn't afford it. My father couldn't afford it, so we moved it to Daly City, South City.
Okay. Well, is that Chico lives out there?
Chico?
Carroll wasn't Carroll from there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Mesa, yeah.
Oh, so you guys must have like been taking the train with each other.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Skate a hill and right down to the bottom to the train and hop on the train.
How did you feel? I mean, did you feel a certain way turning pro at such a young age, like 15? I mean, you hadn't. Like you're already like established in San Francisco, but like to the rest of the world, you know what I mean? Like, were you ready? You think?
Skate wise, I was definitely ready because the footage I had was just as good as the blind footage.
Right.
That never got seen.
Where is that footage?
I try to get it.
What?
Really,
You have like
that
6 minutes.
It was groundbreaking, dude.
You
It was
actually-
I love that. I love that.
And you know the funny part is like, I'd film and Jeff would be like, "I'm gonna get you a soda if you land this trick." So I just like, go to where I was gonna start and think about that fucking soda and the dew coming dripping down.
The condensation coming off the shit.
Yeah, my standards are low. I'm 4 kids, so it just took a soda to get.
He's like, watch this. I'm gonna buy him a 7-Up.
It's the small things though.
I'm
At that
now.
time, it's the small things at that time though, bro. Real talk.
So you have at least 6 minutes of footage that's out there that never came out when you were about 15.
Wait, we don't know who has that. We don't know.
About that.
That's
Who
about
filmed?
6 minutes.
Who was filming that?
Jeff Clint.
Okay.
Have you talked to him about where?
Yeah, he passed away.
But even before, did you ever ask him where?
I tried to get it and.
Oh my gosh!
What about the photos of you in the underwear?
Oh shit! Yeah, let's uncover those. Fuck. Fucking little peanut in the middle of my hair. What am I doing?
That's an amazing way to get sponsored.
I know, it's pretty funny. It's almost like you were trolling them at like 15.
At that time.
Sorta,
yeah.
Before it was called trolling.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's amazing.
It's funny that you say that too, because my nickname was Hand Punt. I don't know what it meant, but it meant like that I always fuck with people.
Hand punt?
Hen punt.
Hen punt.
Always fucking with people.
Just punting them. Punting people left and right.
Yep. It was easy because we had James Couch. So
Yeah, that's good backing right there for sure.
Yeah.
Would you guys were you guys learning, because he was older than you guys, right? So were you guys like kind of feeding off of him and
absolutely
learning the ways of like trolling people back
absolutely.
then, fucking with people?
Yeah. But I knew right away I wasn't gonna be a brawler. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was gonna be the punt. I'm gonna fuck with people.
Yeah. The punt.
Get shit started.
That's funny. Do you know who came up with that name, or just had it?
I don't remember.
No.
Maybe Shelby. I think
Shelby Woods.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe him.
Damn. Shout out Shelby.
Hell yeah.
So you turned pro at 15, and then how did the blind thing come about? Were you just skating with Guy and Mark Gonzales?
Went to LA and then hooked up with those guys at Santa Monica Beach, I think.
Okay.
The
Sand
beach
gaps
curb,
and
sand
shit.
gaps,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
And then they wanted me to stay. Guy was like, "I want you to stay, bro. Stay at my house."
Can I ask you a question real quick? How did you even connect with those guys?
Fuck.
Because if you're up there, they're down here.
I think I might have randomly just ran into them, and then he might have known who I was. I knew who he was because video days. He was like my idol. You know what I mean?
Right.
Likewise.
And they wanted me to stay up there, and I had to go home because I had to go to Europe for real.
Oh shit!
And
you
then,
were already traveling overseas.
Yep. And
wow.
I didn't go.
You didn't go.
I didn't go, and I had to make the phone call because they're like, "You got to tell him right now. We want you on right now." But obviously, I had to skate with Mark and get his approval.
Okay.
And got his approval, and
what was that even like? I mean, Video Days comes out. It's the video.
It was a dream, dude.
I mean,
that was the team.
Were you intimidated? Were you?
Hell yeah.
But you still put it down, I assume.
Yeah. Well, they asked me to do a laser flip.
Oh.
And then Mark did. He's like, do it, or Mark or Guy, or they're like, do a laser flip over the corner at Gardenia.
Okay.
And then I did it and did a couple other tricks, and Mark's like, yeah, he's gonna get on the team.
That's
wow.
Sick.
Wow. And so they were telling you got to call Real right now.
Yep.
And quit.
Yep.
And you did.
Yeah.
What was that phone call like?
It wasn't good.
No.
It wasn't good because they were good people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just that's a dream team.
Yeah.
How can I say no to Mark Gonzales, Guy Mariano, Rudy Johnson?
Yeah.
Right.
They just couldn't do it, you know?
Yeah, that was a moment in time. You're like, yeah.
And
I got to do this.
Yeah, and you were going to Europe with them too, so you're like, I have to cancel on that too.
Yes.
Damn.
I got my passport, everything. I was ready to roll, and
damn.
then once they said to stay, I was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
Guy Mariano.
Yeah.
What else am I gonna do? You know?
What a life-changing trip. You know what I mean? Like, if that trip never happened, would everything line up the way that it did with Blind and stuff?
That's a good point. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of
that
those,
was like the pitchfork in the road, right?
Yeah,
there.
I was wondering about stuff like that. You'll never know, but it's always a fun thing to try to think about.
Probably not, because I probably wouldn't have ran into them.
I mean, you would have gone to Europe. You would have been staying in SF. You know, you probably would have come out with a part for real. You know, then they probably would have come up to SF or vice versa, skated. You know, because Blind
timing is everything, bro.
Well, Blind only lasted. I mean, how long were you guys on Blind for? Like 2-3 years?
How long were you on?
That?
Maybe 12, 13 years, maybe.
Okay, so then you got on in probably 92?
Oh wait, no,
91. 91.
No, I'm tripping. That's my memory right there.
Yeah, that's all good.
But the height of Blind was like only a year or two.
Yeah, it was like probably 2 years before like Gons left, right? And Jay Lee.
Yeah.
Then they started introducing the Grim Reaper, and like
you were.
Yeah, that wasn't a good thing.
Right. But plus, we'll get to it too. But plus, everybody left for Girl and Chocolate and all that stuff too. But I mean, I don't know. It's just funny to think about the timeline and how that just happened, you know. Right. And then now all of a sudden you're here. And was Pack of Lies Tim and Henry's? I knew that video as Tim and Henry's promotional video. I didn't even know it as Pack of Lies. It had it on the little sticker. Mm-hmm. How did that video even come about? Was that just like hey, we're gonna do this thing, or you and Tim just had the most footage?
Yeah, me and Tim just had a lot of footage, and I think we talked about it like later. We were almost done filming.
Okay.
And then, you know, we had to wait for other people to get footage.
Right.
But we didn't have any you know, people pushing us. Mm-hmm. But it kind of made it cool too, because like we were
like you were just doing your thing.
Yeah.
Like there was no coach being like, you got get out, get there and get your shit. You know what I mean? Like, it was just all us.
Yeah.
And especially at that ripe age, so it's like, you know.
But that's all you want to do back then, too.
Of course. We're going to go out and do it anyway. So it's like...
What, John, were you on Blind at that time when that video came out?
No, I wasn't. It was shortly after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, within months, I would say.
Right. Because you weren't in the video.
No.
I mean, it was Tim and Henry's Pack of Lies, and it was like Guy, Rudy, Brian Lottie in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Who else am I missing? Guy, Rudy, Brian Lottie... Gons? Did he have? I don't think he had a trick.
Gons already left.
He had already left.
Why did Gons leave?
Too.
Why did Gons leave?
I'm not sure.
He went and started 60/40. No, ATM Click.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Damn. Well, we'll have to get Mark Gonzales on the show.
Yeah. Oh, you just thought of that now? We should. Yeah.
I've never even thought about having Mark on the show. Isn't that weird? Yeah, could you imagine? We get asked all the time.
Yeah.
So you guys were just filming Pack, and then. Did you have any say over the edit of it, or that it was coming out, or was it just kind of one of those things?
Yeah, we didn't really have any say.
No,
we could make suggestions. I want this trick, I want that trick, but ultimately it wasn't up to me.
What about the music?
Oh yeah, that was me.
That was you were listening to what was it, Black Sabbath?
Yeah. That was so perfect for the time, bro. That shit got motherfuckers hyped.
It did.
And I wasn't even really a big fan of Sabbath at that time, but like that fucking song got me hyped 1000%, bro.
Well, you know what's funny too is like the video was almost like it was almost split in half in the sense of like Tim Gavin had this like kind of mellow hip hop vibe, you know, it was shorts, all that, and then it went into like your part, which was more heavy, fast skating, you know, like tricks,
groundbreaking shit,
dude.
Straight up.
When you were you even like? Did you know that you were making shit up every day? I mean, did you know?
Okay. But I never claim it. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's always that kid that's shoveling snow in his driveway that could have made shit up and fucking bumfuck nowhere.
I get you. Mm-hmm. Right.
So the only time I ever try to claim something is when someone tries to put a personal name on it that's not the technical name for the trick. Then I'm like, no.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I made that up, bro.
That's,
and that happens. Get to name it.
That happens.
I get to name it.
And that happens a lot. That happens a lot these days.
Yeah,
sure. That's an NBD. Go check out Pack of Lies, dude. Like, go check out. It is not an NBD. You know. Sure. So you guys were just skating around, and you were just you were on fire back then. You were just trick after trick, and literally probably just one and done, right? You would just film one shit and one trick and then on to the next one.
Yep.
I love that. I love
that's
that.
just how it was, bro.
Yeah.
That's how like a lot of us were at that time. Like we would just get it and then we move on and be like fucking psyched that we got that. You
Right.
know?
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't about form as much as it is now.
For sure.
You know, now it's all form and everything.
But there was that, you guys did have that style though back then, you know? So, I mean, it definitely, from the outside looking in, it definitely was a part of it.
I think
you
it
know?
was a big part of it.
Yeah,
Real
for
talk.
sure.
For everybody that skated at EMB, like everybody had such beautiful, unique styles that it was dope to see.
And that's the funny thing is like everybody at EMB did have like unique styles. Like York was just, you know, the pushing, like you were fast and like powerful. Javante was like smooth and like graceful, and Carroll was kind of like fast and graceful.
Yeah,
And, you know what I mean?
Carroll's
Like
a total package.
it's dude. How was it like skating with Carroll? Was he?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
He's the one that actually got me good because I was skating with him a lot, and what are you gonna do? Suck and watch him skate all day? You're gonna get with the program and get
Right.
up to par. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So he's a big influence on me.
I'm sure. Any other influences like growing up?
Matt Hensley,
Matt Hensley.
obviously Carroll,
Right.
Gons, Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the main ones.
Did you ever skate with Hensley?
Nah.
No.
Yeah, I wish.
Man, but yeah. But you
he was such a legend though, like and so like you would never see that dude.
untouchable
You know what I mean?
kind of
where you,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It would be a
elusive.
treat to see like Hensley at that time.
So the typical crew at EMB was just you, probably York, maybe York a little later. He was younger. No, he's about the same
there.
age. Yeah, York, probably Lee Smith,
Yep.
Carl Watson.
Carl Watson, Kelch, obviously.
Jake Vogel.
Jake Vogel, Mike Carroll,
Yep.
K.O.
Wing Ding, aka right.
Mhm.
Man, you guys had the
Marcus
such a,
McBride, LeVar McBride.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We had
Crew,
squad, bro.
man.
There's
You
so
guys-
many,
Mesa.
had squad.
You guys ran that place.
so many rad people, bro.
It's so fun, man. I just love it because I never really got to go skate there. I got on a family trip. I got to peek my head in and see the EMB. You know,
Right.
later on, of course, you know, I went to the Hubba and the Pier 7s, everything, but that was later, obviously. But and then so you were just doing your thing, skating. Blind Pack of Lies came out, and I'm sure everywhere people were talking to you about that video because that was like
the tourists.
that was
Skate tourists.
they would approach you about it.
Oh yeah, they'd fan out and everything.
Yeah.
So sick.
I love
So
it.
different of time then too, dude. Just because like we didn't have any way. You would just see the people then. You know what I mean? We didn't have no social media to like
Right,
really see
right.
instant gratification.
Nobody's
Somebody-
writing you letters and shit.
It was more so you would get letters from like I'm sure to the board brands.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'd give them to
And then
you.
they give it to you or send it to you in the mail.
I never
But
read
what a
them.
time!
I was gonna say, you ever write anybody back?
Fuck no, I never read them. I'd go through them and look for the cute girls.
Oh yeah. Like
At
any-
that time,
it's like when grandma gives you an envelope and you're looking for that money, you know. You're like, there's no money in here. You know?
I'm a dog.
And then what happened after Pack of Lies? You were just filming, and shortly after Pack of Lies, virtual reality. You guys had the friend section
Yeah,
in
right.
virtual reality. So it was like Pack of Lies was like 92.
No, it might have been the video before virtual reality. I don't know.
questionable.
Questionable.
No,
I think it's virtual.
It was virtual.
Oh,
virtual.
virtual.
I get them
Okay.
confused also. So it's
Yeah, virtual.
it was virtual. Yeah.
Was the Pack of Lies video your first like video part?
Yeah.
So that was like, but people knew who you were, but that was your first time people really seeing it all put together.
Yep.
So you were already pro at that time. Did you have plans to work on something next, or was it just fucking?
Oh, like as far as video parts?
Yeah,
go?
yeah.
You know what it was?
We wanted to skate, so it came natural.
Oh, yeah,
But we
yeah.
were so young. Like in hindsight, we definitely did need someone to like, hey, like a Ternowski type guy
Yeah,
to tell
yeah.
us like, hey, if you bust your butt right now, this is gonna be remembered forever.
Yeah.
Don't forget that, and
Yeah.
stay in tune.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you
we
had
never had that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
it hurt me because I was, I was a short fuse. I burned it intensely, but it's a short fuse. Die right back down.
You know what it was? I don't know. I don't remember which came out first, but it was FTC Finally video. That was like 93-ish as well. Mm-hmm. So it was like either FTC finally and then virtual reality, or virtual reality then FTC finally.
Dude,
I don't remember.
I think FTC came out before virtual reality, but I could be wrong because like it was such a short period of time that those two videos came out.
Yeah. Everything was happening so damn fast.
I feel like FTC came out after virtual.
Was it?
Yeah. Okay.
Raspberry,
So
you would definitely know.
But even virtual reality, like Jubs was saying, like you guys didn't even know that you were going to be in there, right? It was kind of this.
Were you at the premiere?
No.
You know? Okay.
You weren't even at the premiere.
Because he was in SF, I'm sure, at that time.
Yeah.
But
likely.
I went to the premiere and I'm like, oh shit, like we're in the video. You know what I mean? Not even knowing. So
surprise.
Yeah, it was definitely a surprise for me.
And all you guys, that little friend section was amazing because all you guys stood out so good in that. Like you, Henry, and also Ronnie Bertino.
Oh yeah.
You guys had a good. Blind always had a good little squad. You know, even after like Mark and Jason Lee left and all that stuff.
Was
like,
Ronnie on Blind and then went to Plan B? Ronnie Bertino?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
His frontside flip over the street, little sidewalk thing. And I think you switch hard flipped it, right? This little
I think so.
Bump to a little
super sketchy.
Third Street?
The Third Street one?
No, it wasn't a 3rd Street. It was in the Blind video. I mean, I'm sorry, in the Blind section, virtual reality. Ronnie Bertino frontside flipped it. There's like a fence right next to it.
Oh, that's on Abercrombie.
Which hard
the one at Abercrombie. Yeah.
That's Abercrombie?
I think so.
I did not know that. Huh. Where was I?
I think so.
So it was virtual reality FTC video. And were you filming for the FTC video? That was that Mesa filming that?
I think so.
Partly Mesa, and I think some of Sock's footage was in that as well.
Okay.
I'd like to imagine.
So did you know that you were filming for because that was a great video too. FTC finally.
I think they just like asked if we had extra footage, and then they would just like threw it in there, like type shit for me, because I think I had a lot of footage at that time, and it wasn't going to be used for anything. Yep. And they just kind of like, here you go, throw it in there.
Oh really? You know? Embarcadero was like your everyday, right? Yeah. It was like let's go film. There was always a filmer there, I would assume, or Mesa.
Yeah. It was Mesa.
Who else was filming back then? Jacob Rosenberg.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was more Plan B.
Yeah.
Right.
He didn't really want to film anybody else because I think he might have been on payroll or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Dave Meddy was around too.
Meddy.
Oh, Dave Meddy.
Yes.
Okay. Dave Meddy's a man. This dude's funny as hell. Yeah.
Well, we know. I mean, what happened? Like, there starts to be talks of Girl and Chocolate, right? And then everybody bounced from Blind, World, Plan B, all the companies and everything. Were you in that mix about to go to Girl or Chocolate? What was going on there?
Oh man, this is the one big mistake I made.
You think that was?
It was a real big mistake. But I was offered to get on Girl. I was getting paid like maybe $3,500 for Blind a month.
It's a lot of money for back then.
Yeah, and then they offered $1,500 a month, and money's money. So like being a young kid,
right,
that was poor growing up, like of course I'm gonna side with the money. But it was a bad decision. Also, when that was going down, this is a big mistake I made. I called somebody. I'm not gonna tell you who it is because I don't want to implicate anybody.
Sure.
And I was like, everybody's bailing Blind, dude. Like, I don't want to ride for this shit anymore. I want to, can I do something with you? Can I get on one of your brands? And they told me, get Costin, and we'll start a brand, and you guys will own it.
Oh,
and
whoa.
So, like, I came to Costin and asked him, and this was a huge fucking mistake. So it caused a lot of stress between me and Carroll. Oh. So that's probably why, to this day, he probably will never fuck with me. But
you guys haven't.
I always try to be nice to him because I'm always like,
but you guys
trying to make it up to him.
But you're kids, though.
Yeah, those are like, I think water's under the bridge now. You know what I mean? Being that it was so long ago, I think yes, in the first like 10 years, it would have been like a little touchy. But damn, I didn't know that. You tried to approach Eric.
I thought you knew because I thought all you guys were like, fuck this guy, he's a kook.
Nah, and if I did, to be honest, I would have been like, it would have right over my head. I didn't hold it. So to be honest, I don't remember that. And the only thing that I remember is you just not doing specifically on what you said. And obviously, when you're in those moments, like, dude, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, but you are sitting here obviously saying that obviously it's a regret.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
Right.
So Costin went to them and said, "Hey, Henry's asking me to go ride for."
Yeah.
And how long after this was? How long after Girl started was this? Did you try to approach him?
To apologize?
No. To try to get him to go somewhere else.
Oh, we found out on tour that it was going down.
Okay.
And I was on tour with him.
Oh.
And with all the girl guys.
Okay.
But he had told you that he was going to go ride for Girl.
Yeah.
Costin.
Yeah.
But then you're like, hey, I got this opportunity.
Yes, but it's you know, not to be a weasel out of, you know, my accountability, but like I wouldn't have came up with that on my own, you know. It was pumped into my head.
Right.
You're gonna get you guys are gonna own it. There's gonna be a lot of money involved.
Yeah.
Get Costin.
So that's what was kind of sparking. But but at the same time, like if that's happening at the exact same time Girl's starting, and you know that everybody, it just has to be the money, right? I mean, they're cutting your paycheck in half almost to get this thing off the ground, which is Girl. So
was that
I
your
guess
only
this
income?
this other deal would have been more enticing if you owned it, right?
Right.
Do you think
I see what you're saying?
if you got Costin, do you think the brand would have been successful?
I don't think about that because I just think about the mistake I made and the regret. So I don't even ponder that at all.
Right.
All I want to do from that moment on is to, you know, be apologetic and, you know, let them know, hey, I fucked up, dude. Like, I'm so sorry, you know?
Yeah. Damn.
Because me and Mike, back in the day, we were like this, you know?
Right.
We were,
little brothers and
Batman
shit.
and Robin.
Yeah,
pretty
So you
much.
think that thing fractured that relationship a little
for
bit?
sure.
It did.
For sure, dude.
Huh.
For sure.
Wow.
But especially at that time, because we held you know, we were these guys, you know what I'm saying? And we held shit so tough that it would definitely take time for us to get over that shit at that time. Because this is, you know, kid shit, you know, and we hold shit tight, you know, when you're kids, you know, you fucking dwell on shit. So I think that would have been one of those moments.
Yeah, like how old is Carol when you guys started Girl?
Fuck, 93, Carol.
They were babies, dude.
17.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so crazy to think about.
17, 18. It's psycho. You know?
That is.
But we are also like believing in what was going on that it didn't dawn on us like that. I was just going with the energy. That's just hands down.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made it work for me, you know? So I think at that time it was no brainer for me, but I wasn't getting paid like you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was still amateur. So I think for me, it was definitely a different decision.
Well, my big hang up was I wouldn't have been able to cover my own rent.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
understandable.
But,
sure.
you know, in hindsight, it's like, fucking move into another apartment. Do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
you don't
Make
know that
adjustments.
at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you're
The
just
money,
you're tunnel vision and you're locked in. And like, you know.
Absolutely.
It's understandable, dude. You know, again, in hindsight, obviously it would have been a changing, I wouldn't say life-changing situation, but it would definitely have been a different situation had you went down that road.
Was there thoughts
Big
of
regret.
was there thoughts of you like now being the bigger pro on Blind? Maybe like you could get more money out of Blind or something. Like if you stayed and everybody was leaving.
I didn't want to.
You didn't want to.
Guy and Rudy, those those are the guys that are left. Dubs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to stay. You know.
Right. Oh, so
but it did empower me as far as decision making. Like, oh, now you're the man.
Right.
But it made me lazy because I had a fucking model girlfriend, fucking living the life, getting paid a lot, and
yeah,
it's a different experience for me, and I didn't handle it very well.
Wow. So how long after everybody left did you leave Blind? Did you stay on for a while? Couple years. You wrote it out.
Yeah.
Okay. How were those couple years? Did you?
It was good. I mean, I was getting paid well, but I wasn't. I lost a lot of the hunger that I had, and I think because I was in love with this stupid girl, So
I mean, girls could do that, bro. On some real shit. I mean, not that it could be in a positive way and it could be in a negative way. It could be definitely two ways to that street.
Well, the ending of Blind happened because my model girlfriend slept with Rocco. Steve Rocco.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was on tour.
Oh, no.
And I found that out, and I was like, I'm going home right now.
You bailed.
Yeah, and then I punched Rocco. and then I was still on for maybe a couple weeks.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
What happened with that? Like, dude.
So it was like the end of that.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
gnarly.
Yeah. I was just so fucking pissed.
How did he react to it? Like when you like just on that whole thing, like I just hooked up with Henry.
Bros before hoes, bro.
Try to give me money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gave me $20,000.
No
Yeah,
way.
I stuffed it in a fucking Duff shoe bag and put it in the back of my truck, and then I started feeling guilty about it, because when he gave me the money, it was like out in the open in public, and I'm like, dude, there's probably somebody fucking taking a picture of me right now, bro. Like, I shouldn't accept this shit. And the guilt got me, so I gave it back to him after spending like five.
You ended up giving it back.
Yes.
Some
Oh
of it.
my
Some
God.
of it.
Most of it.
Okay, most of it. Damn, he gave you cash and you put it in a Duff's bag.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean,
Did you ever talk to him ever again after that?
Not really.
No.
Nothing to say to him.
Yeah.
What a time this shit was. Holy fuck, dude. I think I vaguely remember that, but I don't think, I don't know if I do. I don't even know if it got out like that. Did people talk about that?
Wait, everybody doesn't know? can we edit this shit out? Cut, bro.
that's amazing. He said nobody knows. Obviously, nobody was there taking photos of you. You should have just kept the money.
Yes.
No doubt.
Jeez.
I would have kept that shit.
Yeah, I
But
should
regardless.
So did you leave blind just like, hey, I'm done with this? And
No, I got kicked out.
Got kicked off.
because it made me like demanding, like it's like, fuck this dude. Like, I'm gonna be a little punk now. So
What happened after that then?
they just kicked me off.
And then are you trying to are you even looking to get sponsored again, or like?
Nah, I was drinking a lot, dude. Like, I was in love with the girl, so it hurt me a lot.
Oh,
so
man. Yeah.
it just brought me to drinking. I couldn't afford my place. I had to move, so I went back to SF. Pretty much homeless for a while.
Wait, was
Damn.
this in L.A.?
Yeah, it was in LA, in Redondo Beach. That's where I lived.
You lived in Redondo Beach for how long?
A couple of years.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you lived down here. I thought
Didn't
you
you
were
live in
all-
Hollywood for a second too?
Yeah, Hollywood
Yeah.
and then Redondo Beach.
Okay.
That's what I remember.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because like I think the other day when we were talking about you coming on the show, I don't even think we had met previously or even ran into each other at a skate spot or anything, and I didn't even realize that you lived down here.
So I'm like biased against LA because of my experiences with that chick. I'm like, fuck it. Every time I get here, I'm like, dude, I hate LA.
So you moved.
Don't like it.
you moved back to SF like
Yeah.
quick.
And then those are the down times where I wasn't skating, just drinking all the time, and I didn't really care.
Yeah.
It really took a lot of wind out of me.
Yeah.
Damn.
God, what a crazy couple years that must
Yeah.
have been. I mean, not going with the girl thing, Girl Skateboards, that is, and then the whole thing with Rocco after that. Yeah, I could see how that could take the air out of the wind out of your sails.
Yeah.
For sure. Like,
Well-
you're just like, fuck.
Well, at least I could say that's one company that kicked me off. That it wasn't entirely me.
Wow.
You want to talk about the other companies? No?
Let's not.
Let's move on to profile.
Oh, man. Yeah, but after that, it was Profile. Yeah. Which we had a good stint on that. That was cool. That was a great company.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Man, you had what was the video called? But not only that, 20-shot sequence. Sorry, can we go back to 20?
Oh,
You were in
right,
20-shot
right.
sequence too, which one of my favorite videos.
Fucking
Oh, yeah.
legendary video.
So good. Obviously, that was before all the Rocco stuff. But yeah, I mean, looking back at it though, you had a good run on there on Blind and all that stuff. You know,
Decent.
yeah, I mean, you changed. Listen, outsider looking in, I mean, you changed a lot of skateboarding and how people were skating and the tricks that they were doing because you were literally like inventing stuff.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to see any of that stuff till videos came out or, you know, maybe a video grab in a magazine,
Yeah.
or Big Brother or something like that. But I mean, you single-handedly like changed like how skateboarding was going. So
you.
yeah,
Especially at that
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
Thank you.
Because we talk about it, Blind Video Days came out, then Pack of Lies, then Virtual like all this stuff.
No, it was in such a short amount of time. That's why, I mean, I kind of get like, wait, was it this time? Was it this? But like, really, like, it was in a matter of like 2 or 3 years that all of this shit happened. So it was like very impactful to see all that stuff transpire so fast.
And you were the ones that
very
were
turbulent times.
Yes, very.
And you were one of the ones that
bad.
was transforming it. You know, like just, I mean, every part that came out was just like, dude, did you see what this guy's doing? This is insane.
Well, in my mind, I really only had 2 video parts where I applied myself.
And those were...
It really went for it. Side and Seed and Pack of Lies.
Yes.
Everything else in between is the dark times where I wasn't focused. I skated occasionally, and maybe at the last week, the deadline, then I'd try to film a whole part. Like,
shit!
It never worked out. That doesn't work out. Especially because it was the inconsistent times where we weren't consistent back then as the skaters are now. So,
dude, so you're talking like the Fit Days?
Oh yeah, all
the Danny Minnick video.
No. That was when I was like kind of.
Oh, that's right. That was around the sight unseen time.
Yes.
So
more locked in at that.
The Fit. Yeah, the Fit video. Fit. Yeah. That was kind of the dark era.
Yes. Drinking, not skating, and just being a shithead.
Okay, wow.
Blacking out every night, you know.
It got that bad.
Yeah, well, because when you go up here to down here,
Yeah.
you know, you're that young, you're born poor, you have nowhere to live, like, what else are you going to do, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
But what I should have been doing was the whole time is just skating. And that's what I should have been doing.
Yeah, but hindsight's 20/20, as they always say. It's like you're in the moment, all these things. I mean, like, you were on top, right? And then now you feel like you're down here. It's like it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know, like,
absolutely.
what are you going to do?
Yep.
Right.
I mean, those are 2 big things that happened to you that are like would put you that way. Punching Rocco and then like trying to steal Costin from Girl.
Yeah, that was...
like those are 2 things. Those are 2 things that you might be like, wow, that's tough.
I thought
man.
we were editing that out, dude. Fuck. Shit.
You know what, though? Like, I know you regret it, but like, what's the big deal? Like, you asked somebody if they were come to another company with you, and there's an opportunity here.
Because there was a friendship there with me and Mike. So
I 100%.
you know, that's very disloyal of me to even think of that. So,
But they ended up okay. I think Carroll and Costin ended up okay.
oh fuck yeah, hell yeah.
Have you
That's why I say,
ever
like, early on?
Like,
I
we're
think
not going with this loser.
That's why I say early on, like, it might have been a little more effective, but like now it's just like that's water under the bridge. Like when they see you now, it'd be like, bro.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely,
Yeah, this
absolutely.
is like, come on.
Yeah. Did you ever talk to Carol about it or anything?
Oh,
or-
yeah.
You did. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Had to mend the bridge.
Even
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
even if you
Multiple
feel,
times,
yeah,
you know,
feel like
Yeah.
multiple
whatever.
times where you're just like, okay, dude, got it. You don't have to tell me this anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get it.
Yeah.
So there was all these dark times you were going through. What brought you out of it?
Just being around the right people,
Yeah.
believing in myself, and then just, you know, just having good habits, skating every day, and
Yeah.
you know, going out with the right crew, and you know, things snowball.
Yeah.
Momentum's a big thing, man. Like if you have momentum, you have to keep feeding off of it. And so, like, if there's a little victory in one day, then I'm gonna try to use that for a victory the next day, and so on and so forth, and you just start building yourself back up.
Is that when you
Basically.
started filming for the Transworld video?
Yes. Yep.
And who approached? Was it who was doing the video? Greg Hunt? Was he doing the video?
Yep,
Was he the one that approached you to do it?
No. Sight and Scene was a sponsor me video.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, because Victor
So-
filmed a lot of that stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we filmed a bulk of it, and then I went to a trade show hoping I'd get sponsored, whatnot, and I came home empty-handed. It hurt me like fuck, but you know what? It caused a chain reaction. People started talking, you know, and everybody knew about it. They're like, this dude's gonna, you know, he's gonna have to come out with a good part.
Yeah.
You know, where is it gonna go? And then I guess they heard about it, and so when they asked me, it was like another momentum thing where I'm like, okay, now I'm filming for the Transworld video.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna fucking put it down. You know, and it helped, you know, because if you don't have any support, it's harder. It's a lot harder because no one believes in you, and you start doubting yourself. You really.
Could feel like
a lot of self-doubt.
Could feel like a lonely place.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
And you feel like the world's against you.
Yeah, like the world's against you. Was there any company that you went down to the trade show that you were looking to get on?
Shorties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I heard
would've been
that.
sick.
I thought I heard that as a rumor before. Like, oh, Henry might get on Shorties, but
Yeah.
nothing fell through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Muska.
Oh, okay.
Muska's a good dude for that, because he didn't have to, try to help me out at all.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. But Ghetto Child Wheels.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That happened.
That's tight. That's tight.
And it was awesome to roll with him. Like, thank you, brother. You know what I mean?
Well, that was a very selected group of skateboarders
Yes.
right there. There was like
Yes.
what 4 or 5 of you on the team, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an epic squad right there. Yeah.
And everybody was different. So
Yeah.
I really liked that time.
That's awesome, man.
So that was another thing that helped me build up my self-confidence.
Yeah.
Is being affiliated with Chad Muska. Like, fuck, Chad Muska believes in me. Fuck, I got to do this,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there was some buzz going around that you had all this footage.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I don't really think besides like the fit stuff, like you weren't really coming out with too much stuff, right? At the time, you were just kind of
Just milking it.
But at that time, sight unseen, were you riding? So you were at no sponsor. Did you get a sponsor after that video came out? Like a board sponsor?
Yeah, Lucky.
Lucky, that's right.
Mm. That video, sight unseen.
Yeah.
Your part.
Bruh.
That
So
selected
good.
group of skateboarders in that video is amazing.
Oh yeah, everybody's different. I love when everybody's different.
Yeah.
Because it makes it more colorful.
For sure.
I think that started off with a pack of lies. You and Tim.
Right.
You and Tim were so different in your skate styles and what you skated.
Right.
So good.
I loved your skating with Marcus in that video.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yes.
talk about a little bit of like different, like you guys skate similar things, but him skating over the fucking manual pad and doing tricks over the blocks, and you was doing like all the manuals and shit.
Right.
Amazing, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a good time skating with him. We pushed each other a lot.
Yeah.
And it was basically me, him, and Victor who just roll out, smoke a bunch of weed, and film, and go home and watch the footage. Go to
Yeah.
Victor's house and watch the footage.
It's so
fun times.
What a great. Was there any? I know we're going back, jumping back, but real quick, I had a quick question. Did you ever? Was there any chance of you getting on Menace at one point?
No, I don't think so.
No, okay.
But we hung tight.
Yeah, that's why
I liked all those guys.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Menace.
skated a lot.
Everybody like Menace, Girl and Chocolate. Everybody like hung pretty tough. You know what I mean? Regardless
Right.
of everything happening.
Seems like back then that would have been a good fit for you to get on Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
That
that,
would
too.
be a good squad.
Yeah, punch Rocco again.
Well, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, it probably wouldn't have worked.
we edited that part out, Raj. So sight unseen, dude, phenomenal, dude. Like
Thank
the inward heel off the
Oh yeah. What
into
was
the
that
street.
spot
What
called
was it?
again?
Yeah, what was it called? The little bank to the street.
Harrison
Bump?
Yeah.
Harrison
Yeah.
bump. That thing.
I never got to skate that thing.
That trick stands out in my mind. So many tricks in that video, dude. And then after that, you had a part on with Chomp on This,
Oh yeah.
which,
Oh,
you know what?
yeah,
I'm gonna
that was
say, dude, like, if there's any videos out there that to be a part of something, like Chomp on This is one of those videos.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that video,
It was fun and like
Yep.
amazing skating.
dude.
Yeah.
That was cool.
So good. Did Ty just hit you up for that, or
Yep.
there was another? And that was after the Transworld video, so that had already premiered.
Yeah.
Okay.
For that video, when I knew I was filming for that, I was like, okay, now I got a foot in the door.
Momentum.
Now I'm gonna start going back to my creative side and just do weird stuff.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, it worked.
Dude, was this on Chomp on This or the Sight Unseen? I think you did a nose wheelie up this. It was like at a DIY spot. Nose wheelie up, nollie back 180.
Oh, fakey
manual
yeah,
down.
That was awesome.
Remember
That was-
that?
I think
I think that was in
Chomp.
Chomp.
That was a
Yeah,
Chomp.
I think
it was a
Yeah,
Chomp.
That was Chomp.
Bro.
That was
That was
amazing.
one of my favorite.
Yeah,
I would
that-
rewind that trick.
Oh, dude, you did
That's definitely your
the
type
one-
of trick.
Bro.
one
But
trick that
I
is.
got to give credit to Mark Johnson because he did it first, but
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh wow, yeah.
I didn't know. Somebody brought it to my attention. I was like, oh fuck yeah, Mark Johnson.
You did
We
it.
think alike.
Remember
Did
that
he
one-
do it? Did he do it? Because this was like an up and a down, like a up and then you had to like drop down. Did he do it
Right.
on the same type of obstacle? I can't
I
remember.
don't remember. I think he did. Actually, I think it was Kind of the same.
Kind of the same?
Same deal, yeah.
I don't remember what that was in.
It just probably works because, you know, it launches you up a little bit.
yeah,
but
a little
dude,
cheater.
It's one of those tricks that looks, dude, it looks so
Advantage
good.
you because it works. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's what my mind thinks. Over the edge.
I always tripped the one.
Easier.
What was it? What's it called? Third and Army. You did the fakie frontside 180 to crooked grind.
Oh, yeah.
That one. That's a twister, dude. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
how you thought of that shit, dude.
Fakey, what was it? Fakey,
So ledges, dude. It's front side, fakie front side. So and he goes fakie front side 180, like the wrong way to crooked grind.
Yep.
I just never seen anyone. I don't think I've seen anyone do that since.
That's
on the
funny
ledge.
that you mentioned that because today after I was done skating Jaquan, we just, you know, nobody was really there. I actually tried it.
Oh,
a
really?
couple times, and I drank like before. So all that spinning was just like making my head spin. I was like, whoa, I better take a seat right now. I'm fucking done.
That's a crazy. I still don't think maybe on a bank to bench I may have seen someone do that. I remember a guy did fakie frontside flip,
yeah.
or he did this
Yeah.
fakie
Yes.
front flip crooked grind, but
That was fucking amazing.
yeah.
I'm sitting here like a little kid. Yeah, I mean, I lived through you guys, you know, because I mean, like, I saw you guys here.
No, but then I saw him, so I'm like, dude, Henry, I don't know if you know, but dude, you're definitely one of my top fucking dudes, dude. I don't know if you know that, but like between you and Guy,
Yeah.
and, Shiloh Greathouse, I have like my little top five that I'm just like,
Ooh.
you know, but you definitely a man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, dude.
I had to say that.
Yeah.
Give you your flowers, bro.
Yeah.
Thank
that's,
you.
Yes.
That's
Thank
not
you.
like
Means a
really
lot, man.
how I feel, real time.
Well, I feel the same way because it's just like like I said, I grew up watching you guys and being here with you guys, but then not knowing you and seeing you in SF doing your. I mean, it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. That's why I'm saying I'm sitting here like a little kid. Like, dude, I don't even know what to say next. This is amazing. It's amazing. And then to chomp on this thing, you were saying that Ty had hit you up to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Did he come up to SF at all to film you, or was that footage that you just
Victor.
Yeah, all Victor stuff.
Same filmer. Yeah.
Okay, man.
My guy.
yeah, where's
Such a-
Victor now? What's he up to?
I think he's living in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he still filming or is he like?
Nah, I
he's
don't
doing
think
other
so.
shit? Yeah.
I don't
He's
think
moved
so.
on.
Victor.
He just posts his little emo songs and stuff like that. He's like the emo dude.
Okay.
I
He
love that
posts
guy.
all the old footage though all the time, man.
Oh,
It's
right
fuck-
on.
It's fucking
That's
sick,
sick.
dude. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Victor.
He was our guy, and none of that would have been possible without Victor.
yeah. That's fucking. I mean,
Yeah.
What's Victor's last name?
Nera, Victor
Nera.
Nera. Yeah.
Okay.
what was this? Kind of off subject a little bit. What was it like going from EMB to like not skating there anymore to going to Pier 7? Like you got, what did you just when Pier 7 was there? Were you just, what the hell happened? Like you just find this spot. Like how did they just build this perfect
Right.
spot? Yeah, but what was it like skating there?
Just fun.
Yeah.
Same shit, same vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Smoke a bunch of weed, drink beer, and skate.
But the cops, did the cops come there a lot back then?
Not a lot at the pier.
Yeah,
Not like it was at the end of EMB.
yeah. I remember being a kid. I was 17, and I rolled up to Pier 7, and you were there with Rob Welsh. And I had never been that intimidated in my entire life. Because you would hear these stories like, oh yeah, they'll kick you out of Pier 7 or blah, blah, blah. Like, I was just a little kid. I thought it was rad to see you like out in the wild though. But yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like EMB.
Yeah. It was way
It was
chiller.
guys had grown up.
The
a little
worst
bit.
thing I did at Pier 7 is I saw somebody do a graffiti, and I took his pen and fucking threw it, you know, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
but it
yeah.
wasn't like, you know, regulate on somebody for no reason.
Well,
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a reason.
Well,
for the
that's-
regulating we did at the pier.
But that's what got you guys kicked out of EMB was the graffiti, right? I think that's what Lee Smith was saying.
Yeah, graffiti,
Part of it, I'm
fighting.
sure.
Part of it, yeah.
Just being little hoodlums, like
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
Right.
all these dudes coming from all different parts of like the city, and then they just end up at this one spot, you know, and
Right
all-
at the Hyatt.
Graffiti beef.
Bro, right, yeah, right at the Hyatt, dude. This is a fucking prestigious ass fucking hotel, you know, and like the bottom of their hotel is just like a bunch of skaters.
It was bound to get broken
For
up.
sure.
yeah, for
How
sure.
long did it last? That's what I'm saying. Was it like 2 years? Was it 3 years? Like, was it a year
Probably
and a
maybe
half?
a decade.
Really?
Before before like video parts were
Yes,
coming out
yes.
at that spot. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the 80s dudes skated.
Damn.
Mike
'Cause I-
Archimedes and
Yeah,
Tommy.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's very true. And then it turned into something, obviously, to be
Right.
the mecca.
Well, they didn't really like see it how we saw it because they were a different type of skater,
Definitely.
launch rap type guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
You know, let's do ollie grabs off the stage.
True.
James
yeah,
Couch
that's true.
always up the stage.
James Kelcher's in the moment though too, in the generations that where it's like he's caught in between, you know, and then he started to transition more into like what was going down, which was so rad to see because he's such a fucking legend, bro.
Yes, the kickflip back tail
on the big dog. Yes. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, that was. I mean, everybody was tripping at that time. That's for damn sure.
Oh, he did it on the big one. That what did Carroll no slide it or wait? No. Wait.
What was it called? The stage? Not the stage, but the fucking.
It was on the side of the 7,
called
right?
That one actually.
I just stuck with the big ledge
because I'm the little edge guy. Like
I didn't really
no sliding. Actually, I had a cover. Doing
oh, no, that's true.
So that's true. I can't necessarily say that.
That's true.
This is on the side of the 7, right?
Yes.
That ledge. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I could have sworn. I don't know, man. Those days, I wish I would have got to go up there and see this going down, you know. No doubt.
It was such an honor for me, real talk, you know. And when I went there, like everybody was very like open arms, like down, you know what I mean? I didn't have to like, I just was myself and everybody was cool, which was really rad, you know, and it made it more comfortable because like it could be super intimidating. Right, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you and Carol and everybody, because I was with Tim and Daniel, and the vibes were already there, you know. So it was already.
Well, if you're a good skateboarder, you
and that obviously helps.
The only one that didn't was Jamie Thomas.
Dude, Jamie, did he?
He slept there.
Yeah, he had a moment where I think he was sleeping there for a while. Yep. At least that's what I heard.
He was on the show. He told us that he would like scrounge for pizza. He was like. Homeless.
Yes, he slept in his car.
Yeah,
and he got a lot of hazing.
Did
he? A lot of hazing. I felt bad. I apologized to him years later for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, sorry if there's anything I may have done, dude. Sorry, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. And he appreciated that.
That's amazing. Yeah.
It made him who the person he is, though, dude. I mean, obviously, I know that those times were tough, but it made him who the person he is, and obviously he's overcome that and definitely was a very successful skateboarder and a pioneer amongst what was going on at that time. Well, at least in a few years, say 5 years from that time, he definitely started getting what he wanted.
Well, he had his eye on the prize.
Exactly.
Like nothing was going to stop him.
It toughened him up.
Yeah. I think
it built him up to what he was ready for.
You guys probably toughened up a lot of people.
I mean, fuck.
What was it? Somebody was just telling us about like there was a line or something that people would get hit like stuck on.
Lee Smith was talking about
was that Lee Smith?
T-Dog Trap.
T-Dog Trap.
It would open up.
You know what I'm saying?
There's actually one of those at J-Quan.
Is there?
And every time I go there, I hit it, and I hit it today. I was like, oh shit! Every time, this little lip, and you just can't see it. It's like right where the little, those little things are. Like right when you go into the shade out of the sun, there's a little fucking crack, and it gets me every time I go there.
Oh man, the T-Dog Trap.
Those were the moments. The verbiage that was being thrown out at that time too. Whether for me coming from the Valley in San Fernando Valley, and then hearing like, man, that shit is hella tight, or fucking T-Dog Trap, or just all these little lingos that where I was just like, was just thrown at me, and then all of a sudden I'm starting to use it. I'm like, fuck, holy shit, you guys are wearing on me.
Everybody had a nickname, and they weren't pleasant names. It was like, it's fucking with you,
For sure. Yeah. But it made everybody, who they were, and toughened them up.
Yeah. I think T-Dog and Hella made its way down here pretty quick.
It did.
Oh yeah,
definitely. Yeah. We brought it back. I mean, I definitely brought it back for sure, and would use it. And again, it was just amongst your peers and like the people that you admire, you start talking like them. You know, and that was just the time.
What was I was just curious. I was just sitting here thinking, what was the first video that you were ever in?
It was a Eastern Exposure, I think.
Eastern Exposure video.
Yeah.
How did that even come about? You're just filmer just sent the video footage.
It was a demo. I think it was a demo at E&B. I think I big spin the 7.
Okay.
And they put it in the video.
Speaking of that, who brought the print? Raj, who brought the print?
Skin
Phillips.
Yeah.
So Skin Phillips brought the print of
it's right behind you.
Where is it? Right
in
here.
The corner.
Was that Switchback Tail?
Yep.
Switchback Tail, the car, which was a demo.
Was that at Venice?
That's across the
That's
street.
across the street.
See the building with people standing
The
on
house
it?
is in the background.
That's our
That's the apartment.
that's our apartment right there.
That's so amazing.
That's crazy, man.
Isn't that insane?
That's small world shit.
I mean, it's got to be what, like 93, 94?
Yeah.
That was
Blind,
94.
Blind Days. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I have a photo, and that's the same mag. That's
Oh,
what
that's
that's what
right.
tripped me out was
Right.
like the fact that like
That's actually after you guys took off to Girl.
Yeah.
That was after.
Yeah. Shortly after.
Because I felt a little vibe like you guys didn't want to talk to me. I was like, oh shit. Dude.
No. But that's the thing. We wanted you to be on in the thing, but again, you were already
gotta pay bills.
setting
I
your
fucked
ways.
up.
Yeah.
I fucked up, dude. You know I wanted to go. Dude.
I know, bro.
You know.
Like I was tripping. I think we were all in fucking Burger King one day. I think by Alta Vista, by the little zone, and I'm like, dude, is Henry like going? And they're like, nah. I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
So they didn't tell you?
nah. I
about
found
that
out
shit?
everything last minute, bro. I was like the guy, like,
that's classy of them, dude. You know, I was under the impression that everybody knew and the whole team hated me.
nah.
That's
I
what
think
I
that's
thought.
the way that the mind tricks us, especially like, you know, we overthink shit, you know, as humans.
Yes. And I'm an overthinker.
You know what I mean? And
I overthink
if
my
you really
overthinking.
overthink it, then you're like really, you know,
Yeah,
where
I do that.
no, I think it was one of those things where, you know, it was a trickle effect. Once you hear somebody talking about it and you're like, oh, wait, what happened? Oh, and I found out like when we were in line at Burger King, like, you know what I mean? So that's why I remember it, you know, and it was a
You have a
time
good
because,
memory because
dude, Henry, dude, I
that's such
fucking,
an insignificant moment. Like you're in line.
we were,
with Burger
we were,
King,
we were
you
on
know?
our real
You had
talk,
great
dude.
memory.
We were on our way. But certain things definitely stand out. We were on our way to San Francisco. I'm not sure if it was for something. I don't know what it was. It might have been back to city, but I'm trying to get the timelines right. But like, yeah, that was a moment where I was like, damn, bro. Like again, because like I fucking, you know what I mean? Like at that time, man. And still, like, you know, you're one of my favorite motherfuckers. So I'm like, fuck, you know, this didn't work out, you know.
But that was another reason why you know, I had some dark times. It was the betrayal from her, Rocco, and then like I just let down all my friends.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so like I felt like the whole world was against me.
Right. I mean, I could
It
see.
makes me
I
want
can
to
see
fucking
that.
cry right now. Like I'm starting to feel like I'm gonna cry right now. You
I
know?
mean, I could feel you on that, really, and I could only imagine if I was in your shoes and how I would feel as well, you know. But I mean, obviously things work out for a reason, and I wish it would have been different. Obviously, just because of the fact that it would have been fucking even more of a powerhouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On some real shit. You know?
Damn. Did you ever try to ask them later to get on Girl?
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
did? Yeah. And they were like, no.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then it dawned on me like how impactful in a negative way that decision.
Affected.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Man. It's a shame. I mean, like Dubs said, it would have been such a powerhouse with you on there, you know.
It would have only benefited the whole situation.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Well, I think it would have took me in a different direction because of the, you know, the friendships,
Right.
the, you know,
Camaraderie.
exactly
Everything.
exactly. It would have kept me in the right direction, but
Right.
because I didn't, you know, it felt like the walls were closing in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I could see that. It's just, you know, skateboarding, it can be a lonely place too, you know, especially when something like that happens. And like you said, you turn to like alcohol and other things to like try to pad that feeling or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's what it was.
But like we said, like the sight unseen was a big moment,
It was a big comeback.
That was
Yeah.
big comeback, right? It was like
for
2001, I believe. Sight
Something like
unseen,
that, yeah.
2001. Chomp was 2002, I think, like something like that. So, but that really put you back on the map.
definitely.
The sight unseen
Yes.
video, and then did you get sponsored again after that? By Lucky, right?
Yep.
Lucky, okay. And then what happened with Lucky?
This was lucky.
It's just
It's like a fucking World Industries, like, you know, instead of like the Wet Willie and whatever the other dude was, the fucking evil flame guy.
right.
It's fucking 4-leaf clovers.
Yes.
Corny. You know,
Okay,
very
so-
corny. But you know, all due respect to Greg Carroll and Keith Cochran, you know, they're good business guys and good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just didn't like the graphics. I just didn't like it. I felt that, you know, I should have had better, you know.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have thought that, but I don't know.
Well,
I just can't help myself, you know. Like, fuck. This is what I end up with.
Well, that was originally just like that was a bearing company, right? And then it turned
transformed,
and they made it into a board company. Right. It was you, Spencer, and
Callus.
Callus.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Eric Brockman on there too.
Yes, Jack Curtin too.
Jack was on there. Yeah,
that's early. Yeah, that's when Jack was.
Jack was just started. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, dude.
He's a killer.
Oh, he's still killing it,
Jack,
dude.
Killer, bro.
No doubt, bro.
He still looks.
He's a killer.
No joke, bro.
Yeah.
It's like the dude hasn't changed in 20 years.
Yeah.
He looks the same, skates the same. I'm like, what is this guy? I want to be whatever he's eating for breakfast. I want
constantly praising him, bro. Especially on the weekly show, like we definitely give him his flowers, no doubt. Because I mean,
he's underrated.
He's
gotta
mad
underrated guys. You always gotta like throw a little something on there.
Yeah, bro.
A little seasoning.
Yeah.
To let them know, hey, we thinking about you.
When you're doing it weekly like this, I'm like, we're seeing
he's
something
the man,
constantly,
dude.
bro. So
I
I'm
love
like,
watching
yeah,
this
man.
footage.
I love that.
Are you skating? Does Jack live up north?
Yep.
Lives in Frisco.
Lives in Frisco. Do you see him around a lot?
Occasionally.
Or,
When I go to SF.
Do you go down there often?
Not much, but I think I'm gonna start going more.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, now
I
that
got
Pier
it,
Seven's back in order. I haven't been back since, but it looks amazing still.
Yeah.
Well, it's not too kind to old fellas. The blocks are every time I leave there, I'm like, I gotta go to the gym and work out. I gotta get my fucking pop. What the hell's going on?
They seem high today.
Yeah, real high.
It's so crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Time is crazy. Your pop just starts to leave. You're like,
Man,
what's going on?
I blame it all on the gravity, man. I'm like, ooh, the moon's closer to the Earth today or something. I can't.
Hey, but I will say though, I did ollie the highest thing I ever ollied at age 46.
What was that?
I ollied at like this stupid little wall tennis, and then also a tennis court.
Oh, the net.
The net, yeah.
Okay.
You ollied the
Switch
net?
ollied a net too.
Switch.
Yay.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so the
That was
pop's
last
still there.
year.
So we're good.
Pop's still there.
We're good. You know,
I'm gonna say it's the Kagan water. It must be.
The Kangen water and a little work. Wait, that was before I was working out. I probably got more pop now.
Combination.
I know.
Combination of both.
Yeah. I just haven't tried any like anything that shows that I got pop.
But
other
that's
than-
amazing that it's still there. You know what I mean? At our ripe age.
Well, the way everything unfolded for me, I think helps me because it leaves hunger. Like I still feel like I have something to prove.
Right.
Like maybe if I had fulfilled everything that I wanted to get done, maybe I wouldn't have that hunger now.
Right.
So you always try to look for the positive, even when, sometimes you think everything's negative.
Right.
You just got to look for that, that one thing that keeps you going, that helps you move forward.
It seems like you found it, bro. Because, I mean, again, like, the stuff that I've been seeing in the past year, like, that you've been doing on the gram is just like, man.
Well,
The love is there. The passion's there.
Like, to go back to what we're talking about, like, the creativity side of my skating, it was the perfect moment for that because it was undeveloped.
Right. Point of it is the passion behind what you were doing, and that the stuff that hadn't been done was still open, which kept the drive in you. You know what I mean? And it seems like you said, you got these plateaus that you're getting to based on what you're doing.
Right. Well, nowadays that creativity has turned to how can I be efficient while working a job. That's what that turned into. It's kind of the same thing. Like, I everything that unfolded back in the 90s was because of my mind.
Right.
Because of my mind. So, and that's the same thing that's going on right now.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, what works for me? Not smoking weed works for me. Training. I hate to use the word training, but
for sure.
I
Getting your body
train
fit.
in a certain way where I know it's most efficient for me and it's going to help me out.
For sure.
But the time's very limited. Everybody's asking video part. Like, fuck, what can I do? Only
you got to
skating
fit all this
Saturday
stuff
and
in.
Sunday, So, and then plus I got a hurt foot right now, so now I can't even work
around that.
I can't work a lot on tricks on the weekday. So,
Yeah.
but I pulled it off, man. I think all the working out I've been doing the past 2 months has made up for the foot being hurt, and some people don't even believe that I'm hurt. Like, yeah, thank you, bro.
Because it's not showing. Like,
because the working out is making up for the hurt foot.
Right.
So taking the positive out of that is like, okay, when my foot gets better and I keep working out, then it's going to take another leap.
Right.
So I use my mind to get the best out of me. And it was the same mindset back then, you know.
For sure.
And another regret is like, damn, why didn't I think like this in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you learn that with age, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I learned it through my mistakes, and you know. So when I'm on the Instagram, I always try to inspire people. Like it's not my time, but I want to inspire others through my mistakes, through a couple victories here and there. More mistakes than victories. But
you're trying to get past that line.
Yeah,
of, like,
I
more
want to
wins,
share it with others. So
Yeah.
you know, maybe out of 100 people, a couple people will listen, and it'll be helpful to them.
sure.
And when they message me telling me that it worked out, I'm like, yes, bro.
Amazing.
For
sure.
Yeah.
But the drive has always been there. Just so, like, I mean, you wouldn't have been able to come up with the shit that you did hadn't you you weren't driven by the passion of riding your skateboard. and
Oh
trying
yeah,
to,
that's number one. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, and now it's carrying over. Even though we're older, you know what I mean. You still have that passion, and it's still the drive.
Well, I think some people question my motives because I push myself, and they think it's not fun. Like, oh, he's just trying to do this to get sponsored and this and that. It's not about that. You know, that's where I get my happiness from. Rolling away from a trick, going, yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's where I get it from.
For sure,
you know,
man.
and it's pushing myself, you know. And a lot of people go, you know, I'm too old for this, and da-da-da, you're too old for that. And hush that up. Don't talk like that. Because you'll start not
Thinking like
believing
that,
in
yeah.
yourself. So another thing I do is I don't watch new footage because it's going to be discouraging for me.
So
Like
even when you're scrolling by, like on the gram or whatever.
I watch that, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you don't watch your own footage?
No, I watch my own footage.
Okay.
I want to see where I can improve. You know?
What do you
But
mean you don't watch
other people's
loop?
footage?
What do you mean you don't watch old? You don't watch new footage?
I don't watch like the latest stuff.
You don't watch the latest
Because I
stuff.
don't want to see it because it's going to discourage me and make me think that, you know, I can't do anything with this. Because what I want to do now is I want to have somebody sponsor me so I could get away from my job to see
Right.
what I could do with 40 more hours on the table.
There you go.
Because I know now through the stuff that I'm putting out now that I could do something.
Oh, for
I could
sure.
do
That's what I
something,
believe
you
in
know?
you, bro.
Yeah,
Real talk.
Yeah,
On some real
definitely.
shit.
So you're
Definitely.
getting product from people though now, right? Like your flow, I guess you
Oh,
could say.
yeah,
What
yeah.
New Balance?
New Balance,
What
Diamond.
about and DGK? Is that just
DGK?
Congrats on that board, by the way.
Yeah,
That came
thank
out
you.
awesome.
Legendary
Thank
shit.
you.
Yeah, like how did that conversation start? Stevie's a huge fan of you. I know that he always says that. Yeah.
It was a year in the making.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was skating this little tiny quarter pipe that was like 1.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I couldn't push. I could only push, like barely fucking push. I had plantar fasciitis, right?
Oh, that shit hurts.
So I had to
yeah.
sleep with a boot. And,
Oh no.
There was a lot of trials and tribulations with this shit, man, because I had to sleep with a boot for 6 months.
6 months.
6 months just to be able
Ooh.
to push at the start.
Wow.
But
okay.
Stevie saw some tricks maybe on the quarter pipe or something. I don't know what it was, but
It was that, I'm sure.
he wanted to give me a guest board, you know.
Okay.
Amazing.
And
Yeah.
it took a year to come out. But now that it's here, it worked out
Perfect
perfect
timing.
because I'm way past the part of sleeping with the boot. And,
Yeah.
you know, I improved, so it was perfect timing.
And everything that's transpired along the course of that, you know,
Yeah,
it's definitely
yeah.
like been again motivating and inspiring from my view, you know. Obviously, I'm speaking on the behalf of everybody.
100%.
And just the fact that he put that out for me, it helps me.
It's
You know,
more
you need
drive,
someone to
yeah.
believe in you because if
Yeah.
someone believes in you, then you start believing in yourself, and it pumps you up. You know?
And not to mention that it's kind of like the 2002 version of 2022. I'm sorry, of the old Terminator graphic.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
which is amazing. When I first saw that, I was like, oh my god, I got to get one of those. Like for the older cats, we're like,
Dude,
right.
It brought back a lot of memories
It
for me.
did. It did.
Hey, you know what's rad
Another
too?
level.
Was seeing Guy skating your board
Oh,
and posting
yes.
that, and like seeing people that they don't ride
That
for
was so
DGK.
rad,
Like that
bro.
was just
That was
respect and
cool.
love right there. That was awesome.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Guy
was
is so
cool.
fucking. He's such a legend with that type of shit.
yeah.
And really being so thought like he did it for Chico too with the Chico stick and did a legendary kickflip on fucking that little quarter pipe in
San Bernardino.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
just like he takes the time and the thought to
yeah,
you know
and how he filmed it too. With you could see the
the graphic
The-
transforming.
yeah.
that
like,
was-
there's thought behind that, bro.
Totally.
awesome.
Shout out
dude.
Guy Mariano, bro.
Yeah.
Guy, the goat.
Yeah, we got to get him on the show too. These
You
guys are
never
just
had Guy on the show.
no.
Been talking about it. I'm trying, man.
Man.
It's like a forgot now, like a,
He's so
forgotten
elusive.
thought.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
I see him every week, every day, bro. It's like our families are constantly, we hang out, you know what I mean? So I'm like, the last time I brought it up, probably like 6 months ago. I haven't brought it to his
Throw him in the
attention again.
car. Bring him over
Kidnap
here.
him.
Yeah, throw him in the
We'll
trunk and
We'll figure it out.
we can bring him over.
It'll be so funny to do that.
Oh my
It's gonna
gosh.
happen, dude. I keep saying that it's gonna happen.
It's all timing.
Yeah.
Just like anything in life. It's just timing, you know.
Guy,
And,
it's time.
Yeah.
Yes, Guy.
Let's
Get
go.
on the show, brother.
Let's go.
The goat.
So so a lot of these things now with you skating and everything, you mentioned like you wanted to get like, you know, get a sponsor. The job is a big issue. I mean, you know, it's like you said, 40 hours a week. There's a lot that can be done, you know.
Yes.
And you were talking about like video parts and stuff like that. Like, are you trying to put something together right now, or what's your vibe?
I'm just filming to try to gain attention.
Okay.
So someone can believe in me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right. And I'm sure
Because I want to end it with a bang. I want to change what I did and end it good, you know, because I felt like I left a lot on the table.
right. Yeah,
I love that not for nothing, we do still have opportunity. Even though, like, when I was younger, I would, like, 24, I'm probably going to be done, man. I'm not going to be able to skate anymore. Like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? Whereas, like, now, you know, I think that the skate industry is so rich and so cultured in the sense of, like, wanting to make sure that it's preserved. So I know that on some real shit, I know the passion behind what you're doing. Like, there's got to be somebody out here on some real shit that'd be like, man, let me take a chance on Henry.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
talk.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'll
mean?
deliver,
Like,
man.
I know you will.
Yeah.
If I
truly know you
deliver on
will.
the weekend, just imagine like 40 hours of
I know.
not
Yeah.
even necessarily filming, just, you know, winging it and trying tricks and
Yeah.
seeing what I could come up with. So when I film, I have more that I could try or do, you know?
For sure.
What would
And-
be your dream sponsor right now, or who would you want to ride for?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Well, it seems like the New Balance thing. It looks like you really enjoy. Like, you were to skate that Tiago shoe, right?
yes. But that's New Balance, dude. You know what I mean? I don't think they'll ever sponsor me.
No, you never, dude. My homie Tyrone works there, and I know he's a huge fan of yours. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, that's what's rad about the skate industry now is a lot of the guys that grew up in it are running it now.
And that's why I'm saying
Yeah,
that
like-
there's the rich aspect of it where there's guys that are actually running it in these corporate spots
Yeah.
that have the opportunity to be like, man, I mean, they even did it with Kelly Bird did it with Stevie a little bit. He helped push and help get Stevie in as far as giving him shoes and whatnot and making sure that like, hey, I'm gonna help Stevie. Like, I'm see what he's
Right.
doing right now. Like, I'm vibing that. So I know that there's people in those positions that can really, you know, make that shit happen, you know, and
Right,
it seems
right.
like you're on that path, bro. Real
and,
talk.
and them knowing that you want to do this is like a huge thing too. Maybe they'll reach out. You
For
never
sure,
know.
for
But I
sure.
think you know how it is. It's always you want to know who you want to skate with, what brand, right? But like, I mean, DJK is great already.
Oh,
like,
fuck
yeah.
yeah,
I
you
love
like
that,
you
dude.
have your foot in
I
that
would
door
love
already.
that.
Yeah,
I would love that.
yeah. But is that the only? So you just did one guest board? For them?
No, I've done a couple. Oh, for
For
DGK?
Yeah.
Yeah, just one. They did a phenomenal job, and the
Definitely.
graphic was just
It's
I was blown
crazy.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that whose idea was it? Was it Stevie's to have the reflecting kind of thing
I'm
going
not
on?
sure. I'm not sure.
Like, I did feel that board. Like, isn't it? It feels a little heavier.
Yeah, probably.
A little because that stuff.
It's like a slick bottom.
It's like
almost.
I was gonna
Yes.
say it's like a slick, yeah.
A little ever slick.
Yeah.
What size board are you skating these days?
Right now it's 7.8, but usually a 8.0. just to be-
Okay, nice.
Why the 7? Because your foot? Is that why?
No, because I only have one more guest board left, and I don't
Oh,
want
is
to ride it. So I have other boards that are 8,
Okay.
but the only DGK boards are under that, and I have a guest board. I'm not gonna fucking ride any other board if they have a board with my name out.
For
of it.
sure,
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
just punk shit, you know. I gotta do that. So I just manned up and set up a skinnier one.
That's
Yeah,
so dope.
dude. So you've been skating the guest board the whole
Yeah,
time?
yes.
Yeah.
So you don't have a problem skating your board?
Oh, I don't know. I'm
Straight
stoked.
up, I love that.
I'm stoked
Yeah,
on it. I'm
straight
stoked
up.
on it.
Hell
What
yeah.
about the rest of your
Same,
board?
bro.
What about the rest of your board setup? Like, what trucks, wheels?
Oh,
What-
Spitfire, Indy. Spitfire gives me wheels.
Sick.
And I've always loved Spitfire. It
Yeah.
was one of my first sponsors.
Yeah.
And shout out to Jim Thebo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Dude, he even sends my kids stuff.
No way.
Shirts.
Wow.
They got boards. Like,
He's a man.
Miniature boards that, like, you know, because the wheelbase will fuck a kid up. Like,
Absolutely,
they can't
yeah.
lift the tail, you know. And I saw that with my kids.
Right.
But they have little boards that are proportioned perfectly for them, and he sent them to me. And now
Shout
they have
out.
these little cute skateboards.
No way. Jim Thiebaud's a man.
They're not interested in riding it though. They want a butt board on it. And
How
stuff.
old are they?
Yeah.
One's 7 and one's 11.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, you know, give them some time. You know, maybe they'll start going.
It's hard when to be honest, I'm in the same position. Like, I'm trying to inspire my kid to skate too, but I don't want to push him. You know.
Yeah,
whatever.
you can't force them.
Nah, whatever. But like, you know, occasionally I'll take him to the skate park, and I'm trying to get him to, and you know, it gets tough. You know what I mean? Like, if he's not really like psyched, I'm like, fuck, all right, well, all right, we're leaving then. You know?
Do you ever show them old videos? Do you ever show them Pack of Lies? You put it in.
Yeah,
and like,
definitely.
look
I
at
usually
this.
got to be drunk for that. Like, your dad's a one-hit wonder.
Bullshit.
That's not true.
No way. Well, listen, I hope it happens because I mean, not only I would love to see it, I just want to keep you. I want to just see you keep skating and having fun and doing your thing out there because it's one of those things where your post comes up and I'm like, dude, we talked about it earlier. You don't like watching new stuff that comes out, right? The way that I get hyped is watching all the old stuff. I get hyped by putting in virtual reality. I get hyped by putting in Pack of Lies. I get hyped by blind video days, even that far back. But it's those videos that it's that nostalgic part for me.
Right,
It's like I can't keep up with these kids nowadays. I mean, they're back tail, big flip, back tail, big flip to back tail, big flip to back tail, big flip to back tail, kick flip out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm like, but let me put in virtual reality. Let me watch Rick Howard's part. Let me that's what gets me sparked, and I need, it's crazy. Cause like, I don't really, we watch skate videos all the time and like, it's rad stuff. Don't get me wrong, but like it doesn't do it inside for me.
Yep.
I gotta watch Henry
too,
Sanchez's part
time.
from Pack of Lies. Like that's the shit that fucking gets me going.
Yeah.
You know what gets me going is watching the OGs now too, like Chico.
Chico's
Guy,
Yeah.
Stevie,
Guy,
he's
obviously,
injured
Stevie
now,
as well.
but when Stevie was pumping out footage at Jaquan, all that shit was inspirational for me.
Totally. And everybody's still ripping. That's
Yeah.
what's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Chico Brenis doing some,
Costin.
Costin's out there.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
There's so many. There's so many now that I'm just like, I'm so stoked to see that. It makes me be, I'm gonna go out today. I'm gonna fucking see what's going on. Let me see how I'm feeling today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, bro.
That's where I get my inspiration from. It can't be from the newer guys because it's just the level is so high and so beyond everything. I'm like, what am I doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking 47 years old. What the fuck you doing? Be a dad.
People just want to see you skate, though.
Yeah, but I think I mean people do want to see you skate for
Fuck
sure.
yeah,
But
all
I think
day.
there is. I mean, for us also, it's just there's more to it than that. There's more to it than just like, oh, I'm skating and gonna put out a clip. It's like this is what we did. This is what we live and breathe and do. It's like we want to put out something that's.
You want to leave your mark.
You know what I mean? Like to a certain degree, yeah.
Even now, even as we're older, we don't want to put out no garbage ass shit. I mean, that's just how I feel. But like, I'm sure the same as you.
Oh, yeah.
Even when you're filming at the skate park, I want to see everything that you're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Whether you think it's good or not. You know what I mean? You're putting it out there for a reason, but I want to see that shit.
Yeah.
I want to get inspired to keep the flame alive in me to just know that, man, I can still do this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Henry's doing it. I know I can do it.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Real
That's how
talk.
we inspire each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Straight
That's
up.
how we inspire each other.
Switch Ollie over a tennis court.
I don't know if I could do it.
That is
We'll tag it,
tall,
Will.
bro.
Straight up.
That's tall. That's like as tall as a table,
is
man.
tall.
Well,
It's
it
tall,
made
it's
me
tall.
proud because I was never a guy with snap.
Yeah.
So I was just like, what the fuck? And that was right when I got my Kangen water machine. Like, we're taking over the world now.
You got to break this down for me a little bit, like just real quick.
Give him a little synopsis.
Yeah.
Real
What's the
talk.
Kagan? Is it Kagan or is that what it's called? The
Kangen.
Kangen, I
What-
guess how you say it. But
what
yeah,
is
Kangen
this?
water.
It's just this ultra
It's
purified.
just alkaline water.
Okay,
But
that's
it's
what it
done
is.
electrically, so it gets into your cells.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you have 2 negative charges in each blood cell.
Okay.
So through time, in the same, you know, 2 negatives repel each other.
Right.
So your blood doesn't coagulate, it circulates. Through time, you know, you lose that charge. What the water does, it reinvigorates that charge, and so your blood flows better.
Oh.
And as a result, you heal quicker.
Yeah.
So that's why I could skate all day and then skate all day the next day.
It's anti-inflammatory, right?
Yep.
So
one of the best
Heals
in the
you,
world.
heals you.
Yep.
Wow.
fairly
so
quick.
you actually feel a difference by drinking this water.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay.
It's
Some
amazing.
things it's hard to, you know, like, oh, I take vitamins. I don't really know if it's doing it. I can't feel anything from taking some vitamins, you know what I mean? But you could feel it with the
Yes,
water.
You can
drinking.
feel it. And
Wow.
after 2 months in, you start to feel less anxiety. Like it changes your thinking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't feel it immediately, but you know you got to get it into your system, get it going. And
Yeah.
You start to feel it in your clarity.
I think with so many things that we put in our bodies nowadays, anything good helps.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
like
for
we fill our bodies with just garbage, man.
To be honest, I've been a skeptic on it, you know, for a while, and I mean, obviously, I've been definitely thinking about it. I had Jason Woosler come over to the house and really, you know, give me the little breakdown of what this does, and you know, I'm like 50-50. Like I want to do it, but my wife's like, I can't justify spending $5,000 on a
It's
machine.
expensive.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like,
Wow.
You know, I feel that. I feel her. Like I totally understand it, and it's like. But I almost want to try it, you know what I mean? And see,
Yeah.
but a lot of these water stores provide it, so I can go get it. But it's just like a whole mission of doing it like on a
Right.
every other day type of
Yeah.
scenario where then I can really see if it really works. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I think something like you said, if you're in it for like 2 months, then you can really see if it's really working or not. You know,
It does, dude. It
I
definitely
believe
does.
me, dude.
I
I'm
was on
like
this-
borderline. You know what I mean? In
I
that
felt the
sense.
same way, dude. I was like very skeptical.
Yeah.
And then I was getting tired of Jason bugging me. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna get it, see if it works, and it fucking changed my life.
Wow.
You know,
mean,
it's a cult. Like
for sure.
I went to one of their
The
meetings,
seminars and all that.
the seminar, and everybody there, all suited up, very nice. But then they'll have a jug of a gallon of water
Next to
hanging.
them.
Like, who does that? Like,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Okay.
Like, you're looking all nice, and you just got this huge ass fucking jug. You know,
Yeah.
like people
So it's not
They
just the
believe
they
it.
believe in the business, obviously.
Wow.
At that point, I mean, look, dude. Again, I've been a skeptic. I want to indulge it. I truly do. Again, it's just hard for me to justify that $5,000.
Well, if it's available at water shops, just
Yeah, you can go do it.
and try.
Yeah, you can go do it, definitely.
I don't know too much about it. I'll do some research on it, you know, for sure.
good
Did you
stuff.
bring down some samples for us? No.
I brought a 5-gallon jug.
got a 5
but
gallon,
We're pretty
okay.
much done with it right now.
Damn. And what is it? Is it like it just plugs into your normal water system?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You have a pre-filter, and you could change the pH levels, and each pH level has a different purpose.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Okay. So you can customize it to your needs.
I was
your
amazed
likings.
by some of the features and what it does. Like, you know, based on stripping the oils of some of the fruits and vegetables that we consume.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
really?
That'd be the 11.5.
Yeah, you put it on the highest level, and then
Oh.
it like strips, like you see it in the water.
Like
and
the
I think-
wax stuff starts coming
Yeah,
off
like it
and
turns a different color.
pesticides.
The pesticides are oil-based, so it can withstand the rain. So the pesticides, they don't have to respray it.
Right. It sticks to the.
But as a result, yeah, it sticks.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put it under tap water, it's not really doing shit.
No.
You know?
Yeah. Well, they have that fruit soap or whatever, you know, to
Right,
wash
right.
your apples and
Right.
stuff with.
Right.
You know?
But I mean, again, I'm like, damn, like there's something came off that because now the water's tinted in a certain color, and you're like, okay, it's not. You know, there's something come off of that.
Okay. Wow. Well, if it's working for Henry, bro,
It
go,
seems like it
bro.
is.
I want to switch Ollie a tennis court net. You know.
Yeah, the only thing that bugs me is like when I talk about it, people think that I'm trying to sell them one. Because when you buy one, you become a seller.
Oh.
And I'm like, dude,
okay.
it's not even about that. I never push anybody. I always tell them where they could get a cheaper one, you know,
Okay.
because it's the technology that I want to share with people.
Yeah.
I want to see the other OGs on this shit.
Straight up.
Especially P-Rod, dude.
Yeah.
He's like the go. I want to see that motherfucker drink that
Imagine,
water.
imagine if P-Rod, whatever, is on the alkaline water, right? And that P-Rod's already fucking doing this thing right now. Okay, you just add another level to P-Rod.
Yes,
Like, what are we gonna see? What are we gonna see?
Damn.
I've messaged him a couple times. It wasn't for the sale. It was because of the compassion I have.
course.
Like I want to see him drink the water. I want to see the OGs drink the water because I see what it does for me. So I want to share it to inspire others.
There's quite a few
That's
other
all.
dudes that are drinking the water. I think Boo Johnson.
Boo
brought it
Johnson,
up.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's on his health shit right now too.
That's good.
Wasn't Felipe drinking it too?
Oh,
I think
Gustavo?
Gustavo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Felipe, I believe too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Henry, what pH balance you at? Like a 9 or a 10, or what are you drinking?
9.5.
Oh, okay.
How do you figure out like what pH level you need to have for? I don't
Oh,
like that's a whole different beast. Probably sounds
well,
like.
what you do is when you get the machine, you start off at 8.0
Uh-huh.
for a week, 8.5, and then you go to 9.5.
And that's because of what reason?
Because it could be a shock to your system and make you sick because you're detoxing.
Oh,
As soon as you start drinking it, you start detoxing and it'll make you feel all fucked up, you know? So,
Because your blood is like at a certain pH level, right?
yes.
So
It doesn't necessarily change too much your pH. It just changes the acidic areas because you have a different pH and all over your body. It's different, you know?
Interesting.
Different pH here, different pH here. But what it does is like, it just helps, get rid of the acid.
oh, okay.
So Mike Mo had a machine and he had it for a while. He went away on a trip and he obviously didn't have the machine, so he was drinking water and he discovered that he wasn't having acid reflux.
Oh, yeah, it'll take care of that.
Huh.
So no,
Sure.
but what I'm trying to say is like when he didn't drink the water, he didn't have acid reflux. So when he did drink the water, he was having acid reflux.
that
I don't
doesn't
know.
make
Maybe
sense.
so. Maybe it didn't work for
Might
him.
have had the wrong
Maybe it
pH.
didn't work for, or
Yeah.
maybe he had it at the wrong pH
Because
for his
usually
system.
it's the opposite. When you listen to all the testimonies, it's like, oh, it took care of my acid reflux. It took care of mine, too. I'd always feel a little burn right here, you know?
So
I
he said it was
definitely
the
had
opposite. And however, but he said his cat was bummed because his cat loved the alkaline water. He liked it.
Right.
So the cat, he got rid of the machine, and the cat's super bummed now. Like,
how do
the
you
cat-
tell if the cat's bummed?
Because he said the cat fucking would only drink he put 2 waters in front of him. The cat would only drink the alkaline water.
Oh, wow.
wow.
So it was pretty like if the animal's telling you like, "Mara, I'm
Yeah.
drinking this shit."
Yeah.
Like,
Our dog won't drink like tap water, but will drink filtered water.
I mean,
Like
there
it's
it
like
goes.
it'll just know.
Yeah. And they're intuitive. Animals, you know?
I mean, I don't know,
Sixth
but I
sense.
definitely that story that Mo told me, that was like, oh shit, that's opposite. That's weird. That
Yeah, it
didn't
is
work for
weird.
you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I never heard anything like that.
but maybe he didn't start off at 8.0 and then work his way up.
Right.
Maybe he started off at 9. I don't know. I'm just.
He went straight to 11.
Well,
maybe
I
it
started
backfired.
at 9.5, but I didn't get those negative effects where my body was shaking. I didn't feel the detox.
He had
that
this
much.
for years though too.
Oh, wow.
Like he had the machine for years, so he was drinking this for years.
Huh.
It wasn't like it
Wow.
was just like he found out. You know what I mean?
Well, because a lot of water companies, they sell it, in like 9.5 pH this and pH that,
Baking
But
soda.
yeah,
That's baking soda.
it's not the same.
It's not
That's
the
what
same.
that is.
Yes, baking soda.
That's what I'm saying, man. We put so much weird shit in our bodies. Like,
Well, dude, like, you remember growing up when everyone's telling you to drink milk and it's good for you? And then now everyone's like, oh, don't drink milk, that's gross.
Yeah.
You're like, what the? That's why I get weirded out when I hear things. 'Cause
Well,
you don't know
no
what
doubt.
really is going on.
Well, back in the day,
Yeah.
cigarettes.
yeah.
Doctors. There was ads with doctors like,
We
"Hey,
can't-
have
we
a
can't-
smoke." You know?
We can't talk about the countless things that they say were good for you. And they're no longer like we discover like later. Like no, dude, that's not good for you.
Yeah.
So, you are filming a little bit, but no big plans though for a video part or anything, or you're just kind of filming and
I
whenever.
can't film a video part. How am I going to film a video part skating Saturday and Sunday?
Bro, you're already.
You
I
can
mean,
do it.
I feel like you're already
I
doing it.
just try to
though.
do as
'Cause you're
much
doing it
as I
now.
can with the time that I have.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And do it as efficiently as I can.
Sure.
Well, it's funny.
Yeah.
You're doing just a great job just doing stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, that's causing a big... People are talking about it.
Well, that's why I want to get a sponsor, because now I'm starting to believe and I feel like I could do something
Yeah.
with a little OG love. You
Yeah,
know?
there you go.
I think
There
I
you
can
go.
do it, but I just need a little more time, to work
Yeah.
on stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's out of my control.
What about
So
a
I just try to be
part-time
content.
situation? Would that be possible? Like as far as producing what you think you could produce if you had like a part-time gig versus, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. That would
Instead
help.
of a full-time, like fucking, oh God, like how am I gonna produce footage? Like, am I
Yeah.
fucking working all the time? You know?
Yeah.
But you think you
That's
could
an
do
option? Yeah.
that? Okay, there you
A
go.
possible option.
There you go. That's something. You know.
I just feel
I
like
just want a little more time, more board time.
Yeah.
But at this moment, my foot is healing. I can't really do that. I have to like not skate as much on the weekday just so I could be more powerful on the weekend.
Man, I just feel like I feel like there's certain OGs that just deserve shoe, board. I mean, pretty much damn near everything, you know, just because of all the stuff that they've done. And I mean, like I said, you were one of the pioneers that were pushing skateboarding in the early 90s.
Fuck yeah.
You know, straight up.
Since you mentioned shoes, I did have a shoe. I never got any royalties.
Nadia?
And that
Oh
was
yeah.
crushing.
Wow.
How crushing is that?
This is
You know?
Nadia.
Not even getting any royalties, yeah.
Nadia even get any royalties?
No. And it was the best selling shoe on the brand, so like
At that time.
yeah, it crushed me.
Wait a
bro.
minute.
'Cause that's
What?
my dream. Everybody's dream is to
How
have
long
a
was
shoe.
that shit around? Or like
Not
it was-
that long.
Oh, a year or
Very
something, right?
short-lived.
Yeah.
Not that long.
Yeah, it was you, Ronnie, and who else was on? Corey Shepard.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Corey, what a
It was
blast!
you three.
I mean, it seemed like they probably bankrupt themselves based on
Alley.
coming in the shoe business is not an easy thing, bro. Like,
Right.
Yeah, it's
as you
hard.
know, you
It's
know.
hard.
Yeah,
It's hard to compete because materials and
everything, bro.
the cost.
Yeah,
How did that
So
even
we're
come?
very limited.
How did that
sure.
come about? The Nadia, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yep.
How did that come about?
It was around the time like of Sight Unseen.
Sight unseen. Okay.
So I don't know whose idea was it, but I was instantly on board.
Right.
I think it was Ronnie.
Was Rodney doing that?
Ronnie
Yep.
was pretty much in charge of that, I believe.
Yep.
Oh. You go way back with Rodney, huh?
Yeah.
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 Team manager. Well, that was what he was back then, right?
Ronnie, not
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Oh,
Ronnie.
I thought you said Rodney.
Ronnie Krager.
I was like,
Oh,
wait,
Ronnie.
Rodney.
Ronnie Krieger.
My bad.
Krager. So what? So you come out with this shoe from Nadia, and was it? You said it was best selling shoe,
Yeah.
and they didn't give you. Did they give you a paycheck even?
Yeah, I got
Oh,
paychecks.
okay,
but I just
okay.
never got any royalties,
No
and I was
royalties.
like expecting that. Like, yes, things are finally turning around for me.
Right.
looking forward to this.
Yeah, and
Oh
then
my
boom,
God.
another obstacle.
Because the shoe royalties is the.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's a
Yeah,
royalty.
the
That's a
thing.
royalty you want
Yes.
for sure.
When you got the right distribution, it'd be nice.
I felt I got a little robbed there, because at that time, I had another option with Lakai. We'll give you shoes.
Oh, wow.
Just a flow program, but
Sure.
at that time I was like so believing in myself, like I could turn that into a possible sponsorship.
yeah.
right.
Yeah, but if someone's offering you a shoe,
It's a hard, it's like, what do? You have a guaranteed thing over here, and then just, hey, if I do my work, I'll maybe over here, right?
Yeah.
So, and Nadia was around for just a year?
Not that long.
Not even that long.
Yeah.
huh?
Didn't Rodney
Short-lived.
talk about that on his episode?
I don't,
did.
I
He
don't
did.
remember.
I can't remember what he said though, but
I think it was some mismanagement from up above.
yeah.
It did cause some strain with me and Ronnie though, for
Oh,
sure.
damn.
Damn.
Because the guy that he was blaming it on ended up at Dwindle. So my deal was like, okay, well, if you're telling me this dude's hella shady and you're under the Dwindle umbrella, why is he there too?
Yeah.
You know, so it caused a little strain.
Oh, damn.
Are you and Ronnie good now?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Good.
Oh, speaking of,
He's
he's
such
so
a good-
fucking ripping too,
Straight
dude.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's
Dude.
another OG holding it
Yes.
down.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes. He's like, oh man, I'm too old for this, can't do it.
No,
And then,
he'll
and then you're
never
like,
lose it.
and I'm like,
He'll
yo,
never lose
I
it.
haven't skated in like a week. I feel horrible. I'm like, dude, you're the
He's
best.
ripping.
He's
Dude, he's out there.
amazing.
He's out there with Tim fucking them curves up.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
real talk, and obviously doing more than just the curves, but just beyond that, like the dude's a legend.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
ability is incredible.
Insane.
He's one of the guys where like I just have a sneaky suspicion that he's not working out or. But you got to, dude. You got to. I want to message him, work out, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I can see him drinking hella soda and shit, like he's
Eating
doing
candy.
hella bad shit, but
Just
his
doing it.
abilities is carrying him.
Yeah, yeah,
But he
of
could
course.
probably do way more.
That's how I feel
If
with
he
Day
worked
One.
out.
Day One is just like
Dude.
another OG. Just
Yes.
fucking.
That is next level.
I mean,
Oh,
dude.
Day One is seriously no joke, bro.
But he's
Day
like,
One,
he was
tiny.
born. He was born worked out. Like
Yeah,
he's
just the
just
muscles,
always
diesel.
buff and
Yeah.
shit.
Every time you shake his hand, he's just like,
Yeah,
stiff.
like, hey, brings you in for
He's
a
a
hug.
fucking
like,
different
ah.
breed, dude. He's
Yeah.
an alien.
Yeah.
He's like one of those people that I just say he's a fucking alien.
Yeah, how do you do it?
Yeah. No explanation. It's
It's
just
really, bro. It's He just never stops. He just go like that's what he does every day. It's like that's
never
on his
stops
agenda.
skating.
Yeah, that's basically why.
He'll be doing the same shit he's doing now at like 60 years old.
Yep.
Can't wait
Eating
to see
donuts.
that.
Eating
Loving donuts. Loving
Eating
donuts.
donuts. There's another guy. Yeah. I know there's so many people out there in the industry. I mean, Day One, Ronnie Krieger. I mean, man, it's
rad to see him skating.
so rad.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like there's room for our guys, man.
Right.
Especially like with the passion behind it. Like, I mean, I'd love to see it. I know some of the younger generations need to see it, whether they want to see it or not. You know what I mean? Like, they need to see that shit. A lot of these dudes, the newer dudes, they don't really do their history.
Some of them.
Right.
Some of them don't. Some of them do.
Right.
And the ones that do, I'm like, man, I look at them like,
Tiago
Yeah,
did.
Yeah,
Tiago.
I mean,
Right.
hands down.
Right.
He's the one that got me on New Balance Flow. So like,
Oh, there you go.
fuck yeah, dude.
Tiago,
He knows
bro.
his,
Thank
he
you,
knows
brother.
his shit.
Yeah.
He's already a
Yeah.
young legend. I'm gonna go ahead and say that because I mean I say that to a lot of these dudes that I'll stamp them already. Like fuck it, you're already a legend.
And he's fucking humble. He is so humble.
Oh, bro, the
really.
humblest
yeah.
of the humblest. I mean, coming from Brazil, a lot. I mean, I'm gonna say it for a lot of the Brazilians, man. They are hands down the most humblest, like most passionate dudes out.
Grateful.
Grateful,
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that because I wanted to make that a point of emphasis
Yeah.
while I was on the show. Is that during the Bob Burnquist
Oh man.
and who else? Bob Burnquist,
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
Yeah. TX.
Rodrigo.
During
TX.
that era,
Fuck yeah.
I just instantly became a fan because you see Rodrigo skating these fucked up bricks, and he's just like switch, kickflip, back tail,
Perfect.
Yeah.
nothing, and you're just looking at the spot going, "What the
Wow.
fuck?"
Yeah.
So ever since that time, and the Olympics, I ain't rooting for USA. I'm rooting for Brazil.
Yeah.
Just because of that. Just because of that. So I always have a big love for Brazil because of the humbleness, where they
Oh my
came
God,
from,
yeah.
and what they were able to accomplish.
Yeah.
With less.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I
And
think
that'll
that
never change for me.
And they have
ever.
the passion.
Yeah.
it
Never
is
there.
a passion, and like John said too, it's like they know their history. They love the history.
Yeah.
Like they embrace it. It's like
Or the older homies are telling them as this the trickle effect.
Yeah.
But it's so real out there, and I mean, I'm constantly getting hit up by a lot of Brazilians, and to be honest, every time I do get hit up, I hit them back. I'm like, bro, I'm so thankful you hitting me up, like real talk, because I really. I'm stoked for you guys on how you guys like. It's like the number 2 sport over there. They got soccer and then skateboarding.
That's
Yep.
insane.
Yeah.
shit,
You know what I mean?
know that.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
Hell
how
yeah.
that's where it is.
Love
over there
that,
because of the
dude.
love.
That.
And they're over in Barcelona, like they migrating over there, bro. They're training, and
Yes.
the passion is there. They know it.
Yes.
You know.
You
what
got
I mean?
Raisa coming up right now too.
Oh my God.
She's killing it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
She's the biggest thing in skateboarding.
Yeah,
yeah.
Damn there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, she's incredible.
It's
Mind-blowing.
It's so rad to see too. Like it's so rad to see all the women coming up in skateboarding because
Yes.
like we speak on it on the show. It's like in our generation we didn't see too many
Super
women
rare.
around
Super rare.
skating. It was a very, very sparse. And I went to Barcelona one time, and that's when I was like, this is so sick. There's like all these women out here skateboarding, And then slowly you would see a lot coming around. So it's rad to see that. And then Haisa just. She's on another. How old is she? 13. Like she's
14
on
maybe?
she's on another level.
crazy.
Dude.
I think it's rad that it's become so accepted that a woman can now be themselves in skateboarding and be accepted.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, they had to adhere to a certain guideline, or you had
right.
the company steering their image or whatever. I don't know if that happened, but it just seems like they're more themselves and they're more comfortable.
Yeah.
And because of skateboarding is more accepted.
Well,
For
I
sure.
think that
They're
skateboarding, you should be yourself.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
there's so
In
many
anything.
different. I mean, we were just talking about it earlier of all the different styles of in one video or on one team. And it's like you wouldn't have that unless everybody was just themselves.
Yeah. yeah.
So I love it. I embrace it. I think it's incredible. I love watching all the women come up in skating, and it's just skating it's so it's so subjective, but it's also so we're a community.
Yes.
You know, I don't care if you're pro or am or just a skateboarder. Like we're all family.
It's beautiful now because
Oh man,
people could be themselves and be accepted, and if they're not accepted elsewhere in society, skateboarding is like a safe haven for them.
Yeah.
So it's beautifable to see, man.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
for sure. No, it's a beautiful thing, and that's why we're here. We celebrate skateboarding. You know, we celebrate people like you and the women and everybody. You know, it's what we're all about over here.
Yeah.
Love it.
This is where we're at.
We've been in the game for so long, and you know, I used to talk shit and everything. And I used to like talking shit. It was fun, you know. But now it's like, come on, I root for people.
Yes.
I root for people.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
It
man.
is.
We're just trying to push it. We're trying to push the sport to
Air
go
quotes. Air
to go
quotes.
above and beyond what society kind of labeled us as, and now I think it's getting to that. People are really recognizing that skateboarding is really a great thing to do, and really you can learn a lot within riding a skateboard as far as like the trial and error. We talk about that all the time. Like you learn repetition, like you until you get it. You're constantly doing it until you get it. So like that is a really a growing mold that sets you up for adultery. You know what I mean? Later down the line.
Yeah.
So
and also just the battles within the tricks.
Yeah.
You learn through your failures to the tricks.
Exactly.
Stick with it. You're gonna
get it eventually.
And then that helps with a lot of other things in life that you're trying to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, hey, I just battled this trick. It took me fucking 100 tries. What's this? Gonna take me 5 tries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah.
It's just life. You have to fail before you succeed.
Yep.
You know, it's just one of those things. And with skateboarding, all I did was fail. As I had a lot of hours and hours and hours and hours spent going home defeated. Wasn't watching my movies, my stories. And I was celebrating. You
still watch your stories.
Well, you know what? True. If you don't let it get to you, then you don't care.
Yeah.
So when I go home with no footage, I'm bringing it home with me.
You're bringing it home.
I'm not gonna take it out on anybody, but I'm gonna be a little
Sometimes
quiet. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna post anything on Instagram. Fuck that.
I'm not even gonna like a photo. I'm not even like anything.
I gotta go back and get this truck. If you didn't care, then whatever. You might not go back and get it.
For sure. I love it, man.
It's gotta affect you.
It does.
100% affects me to my core. Whether I get a trick or not. I'm like you said, I'm quiet, bummed.
Well, today I didn't get a trick at J-Con.
What?
Normally I'd be bummed, but I got a trick yesterday. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
You're still living off that one.
Yeah. I got another one, so okay, we can live with this one today.
Yeah. If I would have got one today, I would have been like,
like if I didn't get footage Saturday, then I'd be like, fuck, dude, I suck.
Well, you got footage today. You're on the 9 Club.
Hey, there you go. Hey, we just filmed the whole video part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Real time.
Well, I'm getting the feeling that you're like almost back in the early 90s mentality-wise of just like, I want to go out there. I want to challenge myself. I want to have fun. I want to innovate. I want to think of new shit to do. Like, I feel like you're on that tip of just back in the day.
Yeah.
And I applaud that, man. I think that's fucking beautiful, bro. Because it's hard, man. I think it's hard when we get older. It doesn't become easier.
No.
But the passion's there. But it's just like, man, it's almost like that extra, like, gotta get out and it's that extra.
You gotta dig.
You gotta dig.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, not only that, you gotta like look back at what's the difference between then and now. Well, then my body was a lot better.
Yeah.
So if you work out, you could kind of go back in time a little bit.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if your body wasn't used to that.
Yes, exactly.
Imagine if you were working out then.
Oh, yeah. I know,
it's
right?
Like insane, right? Because I'm seeing what P-Rod's doing. Obviously, the dude's like working out and like, how old is P-Rod now? Like
37.
37.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep this in perspective now.
Imagine a 15-year-old on
You're
that
the
regimen.
fucking best, P-Rod.
Exactly.
You're the fucking best.
Yeah, let's keep this in perspective because like I'm seeing what he's doing and I'm like, damn, bro, like he's he's on his shit right now. You know what I mean? And he's like one of those individuals, like, he can rise to the occasion based on what's happening, and he's doing just that.
You know who's like that too right now? Not working out like that, but like stretching a bunch is Mike York.
Oh yeah.
I seen him at UCLA the other day, and he was like, dude, I've been on the stretch tip, dude, and that's what I've been missing, making sure that my body is in that right state or to skate. Like you can't just go out and skate every day.
York
you have to take care of it.
now.
Yeah. What's up?
York is ripping right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like on point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So rad.
Yeah.
And I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for
dang.
everybody. I love it. I love to see it, you know.
And shout out to Palace for believing in him, and like, you know, whether it's just they're flowing him, whatever the case, he's sparked from that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you, Palace, for doing that to our OGs.
Yes.
You know what I mean, and keeping that dream alive, man.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Sometimes you need a little spark.
You need
You
that.
know, sometimes you need a
especially
little,
if you're older.
you know.
Because you question yourself all the time. Like, what am I doing?
Right.
What
right.
am I doing?
And you say somebody turns around and, you know, helps you accomplish what you want to accomplish, or just, you know, hey, here you go.
Think
I
about
think
it from
means
the
a
new,
lot.
think about it from the new kids' perspective now. Like, they're just like whatever on their journey, and then fucking awesome comes along, and like whatever, just they get sparked, and that you get a box from fucking awesome right now. Like, think about what that's gonna do for the kid that's never got a box before.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like, oh my
yeah.
God,
Yes.
I'm about to turn it up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, that's basically how it works, and it works in hindsight for the OGs as well. We still are looking for that, you know, that spark, and especially if we're putting in that work, it's just like, we would
That's
be honored
right.
to be in that
Well,
position.
you got to see it. You got to see what that's going to do to you. Like, okay, I know this is going to motivate me. So,
Yeah.
but that feeling isn't going to last forever.
for sure.
Right.
So I got to take this spark right now and turn it into a fire. You know, I got to roll with that momentum and see where it snowballs and where
sure.
it goes, you know.
And it seems like you got that, bro. And I
Yeah.
mean,
It's
I just-
something I wish I would have figured it a long time ago.
I think we all have those moments, bro.
Yeah. Never too late though.
But the way things turned out, it makes me hungry now. So maybe if I'd been more successful back in the day, I wouldn't be hungry now.
You wouldn't be right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I don't know. I always try to look at the positive in that.
For sure.
You have to. You have to. I think, man, I'm sitting here listening to you guys, and I have flashbacks of watching the Blind, you know, World Park and stuff like that. I'm just thinking,
I'm getting
my
sparked because the
God,
energy
bro.
of just Henry being here. It just makes me like, again, it brings back the history and the love of like those moments, man. And like, again, those moments for me, they're so sacred, and I just. It just, yeah, man.
good
It's
old
just the
days.
love, yeah. The
The
good old days
good old days.
that went by so fast,
Yeah.
bro, you know. So
I was gonna say, did you guys skate a lot together back then?
Yeah.
Or
big
yeah.
time,
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, there was moments like, and like, there was the camaraderie and that brotherhood where we would have little moments where, you know, he would bug out on me or I would bug out on him.
Yeah.
We had those moments, and that, you know, it was all encompassing of like just skateboarding and just the relevance at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, we were so young, we were still going through the motions of just, you know, adolescence again, like, you know. So the emotions were high on every level, you know.
Yeah,
So if somebody dissed you, you'd be like, "Man, what the fuck what are you dissing me for?" Like,
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that really did it back then too was having the World Park. Was
Yeah.
having those, you know, I mean, you guys would have all-nighters over there,
Yeah.
and just it was almost like this playground / apartment that you guys could like sleep at and stuff.
And all the kids are in charge. There was no supervision.
Exactly.
Here's the key. Do what you want.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Who
Exactly.
was staying there a bunch back then?
I don't recall anybody staying there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Jed. Did Jed ever stay there?
I think if anybody stayed there long, like it was probably Jed. I know I stayed probably once or twice, and I know that we all stayed once or. But
Stayed
as far
once
as
or
stayed
twice.
there,
Oh,
like
okay.
nobody really like stayed there.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those moments if we had like a full night or whatever, and we didn't want to journey back to Hollywood or whatever, we'd probably stay.
And they were
Yeah.
super fun nights.
For sure. I mean, it's all night. Like, motherfuckers are 17, 18 years
Yeah.
old. Like,
Yeah.
just, you know,
Having
living
a
the
good
life
time.
in
Yeah.
a fucking
Yeah.
skate park. Like, you know,
breaking into the product closets and taking shit.
going to
and-
Wendy's and, you know, just dumb shit.
When
bro.
people are talking about taking product and shit, how much product are we talking here?
Oh, a lot.
Like what? Like what's a lot? Like 20 boards or like?
20.
Yeah.
Or like fucking 100. 20? Come on now, that ain't no. Come
I don't
up.
know. Like,
That's not a come up.
Yeah.
We're talking about like, making cars low riders.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Damn. Well,
Lower the car.
but wouldn't that get you initially kicked off, Brand, doing something like that?
Nowadays, not back then.
Back then, no.
I almost think they like almost didn't encourage it, but they would let you guys get away with a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, they had a product closet.
They
you
could
know?
really never blame anything on anybody because there was like several people doing it. So it like
They were the
all
blame.
seven
gonna
did
kick
it. Like,
everybody
nah.
off?
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
almost accepted it. I just like saying like this graphic right here brings back a lot of memories because it was Plan B blue balls and fucking Terminator wheels that were in this fucking room just stacked. And I remember that there was a few of us like me, Tim Gavin, Javante Turner. We all went in there and fucking I saw what they were doing. I'm like, okay, I'm just, a bunch of wheels, and I had like 30, 40 sets of wheels, and I'm like, bro, at that time, I had no product. I mean, I sold stuff, gave a bunch to my friends, just like, you know, reap the benefits among the homies, you know what I mean? But I was also able to come up and make a little bit of bread, because motherfucker didn't have no money at that time, you know what I mean? So, you know, product was a resource at that time, and we definitely utilized it to the fullest.
Well, it's $10 for a set of wheels, $20 for a board, maybe 25 with grip. You know.
Yeah, but then Tim Gavin will always fuck shit up and be like, "Okay, I'll accept 10 for a board." It's like, bro, you just fucking up the game. Fucking up the game, right? But we are all very thankful. At the end of the day, we had those moments to, you know, be able to do that.
How would you come down here? Would you drive down here at all, or would you fly down here? You'd fly. Okay, but then how would you get all your shit back up to? How would you get all your boards back up to SF?
Sell them before. They're never
That's
short
luggage.
stints. It's usually like you're gonna stay at Guy Mariano's for a while.
Right.
And Guy had people come to the house.
Yeah.
I remember I
Oh.
went over to Guy's house with a few of my friends, and he was selling stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, selling at his doorstep.
I
bro.
remember that.
Yeah,
I remember
and
that.
pull up, and dudes like Henry would be there, or Matt Schnurr, or whatever the fucking case.
Wow.
They'd have all their little shit. They bring it out, and we look through it real quick. It's so crazy.
Well, so all the
man.
local skaters would come through to the house?
Well, not local, but like some dudes that had the
The
little-
means.
yeah, the phone number to make sure that could happen.
So you'd mentioned 40 hours a week. What do you do?
Work on cars,
Oh yeah.
dents, frame repairs,
Oh,
replacing
okay.
quarter panels and stuff like that.
Oh, do you like it? That kind of stuff? Are you into cars or anything?
I love it,
Oh yeah.
but the thing is my passion for cars is in hot rods, where you take your time, you can do the best you can do. And I've won show winners. I had cars that are on the cover where I was in complete control of everything. And those were proud moments.
Really?
But there's no money into it. I mean,
I thought
you don't make
cars were-
money in restoration, but if you go to the insurance side, you bang out a bunch of cars. But at the same time, you lose a little bit of passion because the turnaround is so quick. You could only spend so much time with it. So you have to, use your best judgment as to where you're going to cut your corners.
So the cars, like the hot rods and stuff, I mean, obviously they're like beautiful, like machines, right? So like you take more time and detail and do all the things.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Like you were involved with some cars that were like, what do they call them? Like just
Show winners.
Show winners.
SEMA winners.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I
You
was
had covers?
I was involved with shops that are like on TV. Like they did a car for DeMarcus Cousins and like famous people,
Wow.
and I loved it. But you could only really make money if you own the company because there's not enough cars coming through the shop.
Yeah.
Not many people want to spend $100,000 to restore a car.
Yeah.
But the money is on the insurance side, but you lose a little passion with that. And it kind of makes you not like it anymore because it's just like, paint it, buff it the next day. You're not supposed to buff a car the next day. All the solvents are supposed to go away, and what you're doing is you're trapping the solvents in the paint. In insurance work, and the paint dies back, it doles out, and you're really not supposed to do it that way.
But they're trying to just bang them out.
Yeah, bang them out pretty much.
Wow.
And then eventually, once you start realizing that, you make a ton of money, but it's just there's no fun in it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's
You lose the
amazing though.
fun.
The hot rod stuff, that's cool stuff. I'm not an old car guy, but I could appreciate those
Yeah.
type of cars and stuff like that.
Definitely.
So that's fun. But you don't do the hot rod stuff too much. Or just when it
Yeah.
kind of comes around.
Yeah, I get a lot of offers to do hot rod stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I get random calls, but I'm scared because there's a thing called the bar. You have to have a business license. You have to have a shop. So when people call me, I'm like, no, because I got set up by them before.
Really?
Oh, whoa.
So if you why if you work on a car, I guess you have to have you have to be licensed, right?
Well, they think that you're going to put out a shitty product that's going to crash and people are going to die.
Oh.
So
wow.
it makes sense. You know?
Okay.
It makes sense.
Is there any like maybe direction to get a license or the bar or whatever to
Well,
do
we're
that?
in California, dude, and that stuff's bad for the environment. So
Oh, it's
yeah.
harder to do. Oh, okay.
Very hard to do in California.
But even with the older cars, I feel like there would be like some type of like limitation or like, hey, any car before this year is okay to work on or whatever.
Yeah, we will work on anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything where people drop money.
Right. Yeah.
But you're essentially working on one car per month, you know.
Mhm.
Right.
But you start to fall in love with the car because it's all your work.
Yeah.
Damn.
All your work, and you,
1,
then you
2
see
months.
it. Yeah, and then you see it in the car shows, and everybody's like, "Dude, this is fucking laser straight." And you're just like, "Yeah, that's my work, motherfucker." And all that shit.
They don't tell you that, but that's my shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And one thing I took pride in is that I'm very good at metal shaping, like as an art.
Oh.
So like I would always be able to get everything straight without a ton of bondo that you can't see, and the layers of bondo are like super thin. 'Cause
Amazing.
I have a really good talent at metal.
That's dope. That's why you were getting the phone calls.
Yeah, well, yeah. I got a lot of offers from famous shops.
Oh.
Like dudes that are on like the auto speed channels. Like they all
Amazing.
heard about me because they see me on the metal fab.
Are they
the
local
metal
or are they
fab
like
sites.
are they like you'd have to move type?
I'd have to
scenario?
move.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
got offers. I got an offer to be an apprentice in Europe.
No
by one of the
way.
best metal shapers in the world.
Wow.
So
dude.
were they
What?
enticing you to come out? Like,
Yep,
okay,
yep.
we'll put you up in here and we'll do this. Like,
Yep.
Wow.
You'll be on TV and this and that. But
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna move to Europe.
I don't know. Hey, they got some good skate spots out in Europe. They got some
Henry,
good
You're
shit.
blowing it. Do it.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I'm really good at that. It's just when I had my kids, I stopped doing the metal shaping.
Oh,
Understandable.
Yeah.
wow.
I'm really good.
I mean,
at
that would
doing
take
them.
time from you and your kids, unless you were able to bring them. But obviously, that brings up a whole nother
It's a
scenario.
whole other
Yeah.
beast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you living these days?
Huh? Sacramento.
Sacramento?
Antelope, California.
Nice, dude.
Sacramento, pretty much.
Sick.
How far is that from like Pier 7? Like, what's the drive time?
About 2 hours.
2 hours? That's not bad. Leave in the morning,
take.
go down there, skate all day. Yeah.
Do you ever see Miles Silvis around?
Oh yeah.
He's good.
Yes. really good.
Yeah. Because I saw you were. What's the skate park? Why can't you were skating the other day? The Switchy Hill Crooks.
Mather.
Yeah.
That's his training ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, that spot's
It's very
fun.
intimidating to skate if he's there.
Oh yeah.
But
He's
he
next
is a
level.
very cool dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a humble ass dude. no
Yeah,
doubt. Super
Miles
cool.
Silvis. His brother is a great soccer player, I think.
I heard that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Talented family.
They have the discipline in them already.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, dude, this has been amazing,
Man.
bro. I mean, I'm like I said before, I was like a kid, just sitting here with one of my heroes, growing up and shit. But I just want you to know that, like, I hope that everything works out as far as skating goes. I mean, it sounds like you got a good life, you got kids, and everything's beautiful. You know what I mean? But as far as the skating goes, I hope something pans out. Because I just want that for you.
Fuck yeah.
And but on the flip side of that, you definitely inspired a whole generation of skateboarders, including myself. And I'm speaking for a lot of skateboarders out there, but you are the one that really bumped it up to the next level.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
bro. And I don't. It's funny because, like, you could say, like, I don't know where skating would be or this or that, but you did a lot of stuff. You really knock people in the head.
No doubt.
You know,
Well,
straight up.
It's just being focused. You know?
I love it though.
I think I would have been a lot more successful had I saw the big picture and being more on my shit.
Right. But it's hard to see the big picture when you're in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially at a young age too. It's like you're just out there with your buddies, you're at EMB, there's the T-Dog crack and everything. And you know what I mean? Like there's just so many, you're just having fun.
Yeah. Yep.
And
the navigation is real.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you didn't even, and you were saying before, like you didn't even have anybody that was like telling you guys like, hey, focus, you guys are the shit right now. Like, you know, take your time, do your thing. You know what I mean?
Some people need it more than others, and I was one of those people. Sure. Maybe I didn't get held enough as a child. Okay. I needed the push.
You needed it.
Just like now, I need a little support. And it goes a long way. Even, you know, not necessarily being sponsored, just like a comment. You know, if Costin or Guy comments on my shit, I'm just like, woo! Yeah, you know what I mean? That's gonna fuel me for a little bit, you know.
Right.
And I gotta take that little token of appreciation.
No, they both comment, and I was in the middle of it. I'm like, yes, I got in there. I knew you posted it because of them at the end of the day, but I'm like, my shit slid in there.
No, not even like that. Not even like that,
bro. It doesn't even matter.
You're in that category, dude.
But what I'm saying is like I slid in there. It was based on just the, you know, it was us three that commented, bro. But again, we praise like what you're doing, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's inspiring to us.
It means a lot, man.
Straight up.
It means
and
a lot.
I wouldn't say that shit for no reason. I'm never that guy like just saying shit to say shit. I say it because I fucking mean it. And what you've done in skateboarding, what you're continuing to do is like, again, super fucking inspiring, bro. And like,
thank you, man.
Yeah,
thank
man.
you. It goes a long way with me, man.
Straight up.
And I don't just let that go in one ear. I use that to inspire me, to push me, and you know, because that goes back to the part of trying to be efficient with you know, everything that's positive. You got to roll with it, you know.
And our time, I mean, our time is not, you know, like how it was expendable, you know, when we were younger. You know what I mean? Like we have to use it in a valuable, you know, way these days. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the more that we can do that, you know, obviously we can see it flourish.
Yeah, whatever makes you tick, whatever keeps you upbeat, you gotta run with it, man.
Yeah,
totally. That's what I try to do. So
you're doing it.
You're doing it.
Thanks.
Yeah, very big inspiration over here for sure. Yeah, definitely.
And long overdue.
You guys didn't even mention that I quit skating for 16 years. You guys didn't even mention that.
Well, we talked about the dark times when you were kind of like.
You never quit skating.
Yeah,
I did. I did. I quit on it.
But look at how amazing that is, though. Like, you know, it almost like you never dropped a beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you could be gone for 16 years, and like, let alone like, dude, the skateboarding doesn't tell that. You know.
Well, it goes back to having something to prove.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to get my body right. I had to get my mind right, and you know, start working out and
shed all that bullshit that was kind of holding you back.
Speaking of shedding, I dropped 30 pounds nearly.
You looking good.
30 pounds?
Looking good, man.
30 pounds nearly.
What was
for skateboarding?
Okay.
For skateboarding.
Did you start eating differently, or was it certain, like working out obviously, but was there eating?
It is not a politically correct formula. Skip a meal, starve, motherfucker. That's my diet.
That was your
But I can't do it at home, so when I go home, I start packing on a little weight. During the week, I just take very few things, and I do not go to any restaurants. I pretty much starve in the daytime, but now my metabolism is picking up. I could probably eat a little more.
Yeah.
But, you know, it wasn't easy. I just had to starve a little bit.
I recently dropped 20. I go like a bunch, and I could never find the right weight, because I would, like, when I got to that weight I wanted to get it, then I would just binge again. And I used to starve myself. So I figured out like a kind of I just stopped eating carbs pretty much for the most part. I don't really miss it, but I could still eat normally. I ate 2 meals a day, maybe snack a little bit on something. Right. But I did that, and I work out a bunch, and dude, it just went away. Yeah, I still have some beers and kick it, and I used always like I couldn't, if I drank, I couldn't lose weight.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's weird how you know, when you lose weight, like what works and what doesn't.
Everybody's different.
Yeah. So I don't know. 30 pounds is a lot, dude.
It's a lot.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah,
you got like 22 pounds or some shit, right?
Oh, 21 pounds I lost. Yeah.
That's man.
That's amazing.
Between the both of you, that's one of me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Jesus. Wow.
But that's getting back to that weight so you can skate is like pretty amazing, man.
The determination's
Yeah.
there, man.
It is.
The passion and all that stuff.
Dude.
Yeah,
Goes
that's
a long
great.
way, man.
And I mean, like you said, like I didn't. 16 years. Like, was that serious? Like, you didn't even touch a board?
Well, I had a little stint in 07, 08,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe like 2012, really another year there.
Okay.
But even with that, I wasn't really skating that
No.
much. When I started back up in 2007, 2008, like I went for it a little bit,
Okay.
but I never stuck with it. I felt like I was in the wrong place. You know?
Isn't it weird? Like we're like.
The motherfucker's a pioneer of skateboarding.
I know.
What-
Like,
who
you
you
feel
were-
like I can't do this no more. Like,
But
it's always there, and it's always been in you. You just had moments of just like,
Being down.
yeah,
Not
and just-
believing in myself.
Exactly.
Well,
But it's always
becomes,
been there.
It comes back to the support, you know.
Of
So
course.
it
Yeah.
teaches me. It teaches me no matter what, you got to support somebody, and show them that you're there for them, and
For sure.
you're believing in them, and you're rooting for them.
Hell
For sure.
yeah.
And like you said, some people need that. And,
Yeah, and it's
and
a
it helps.
comment, a fucking comment.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but sometimes that's all it takes. You know,
No doubt.
it doesn't necessarily mean like everything sucks until I get paid. You know?
Right.
I don't look at it that way. I only look at it as sponsorship as like it'll give me more time,
Right.
so I can
Mhm.
skate and maybe perhaps put out a video part.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
make that possible. You know, it's not like my sole ambition. You know, I'm not just skating to be sponsored. I'm skating because I can't stop.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that's where it comes from, and then it starts snowballing. I'm like, whoa, maybe I could do something with this. You know.
Dude, I love it, man. I love
I'm
it.
gonna just say third time's a charm. Like, you had your second time, you did that, and now here's your third time coming around again. And like,
3, it's magic
I
number.
truly believe that something's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Oh,
If
I
you
hope
keep
it
on
does,
the pace
man.
that you're doing, bro.
You know why? You know why? Because I think I could rewrite my own history.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now. Like I
Yeah.
could rewrite it,
You're doing it.
but I need people to believe in me. You know.
Well, we believe in you.
Yeah.
Straight
Definitely
up.
do, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up.
maybe we could do a 9 Club part.
I was gonna say. You need a platform, dude. We put out a Henry Sanchez party. Easy, bro. Easy.
Start a new transition here.
Easy, You know.
Fuck.
Dude, it's been such an honor to have you on the
Pleasure,
show,
bro.
man.
Thank you.
And dude, I wish you the best of luck. And anytime you're down here, come skate. We've got the curbs over here. You little slappies here and there. Come
He
on.
does that.
No, that's giving in to the old man.
I respect that.
God
Awesome.
damn
I
it.
love
that.
I love that you
God
said
damn
that.
it.
All due respect to the guys that do slappies,
That's-
especially if they were doing slappies in their prime. So
I've
it's
give-
like they didn't change.
Dude,
Yeah.
Lucas's slappies recently. Did you see that?
Oh, no, never mind. I'll
Look
take
at that
that.
level.
I'll take that back.
You gotta be thinking about the levels here. Come
Yeah.
Come on, Henry, have you
Yeah.
seen my clips up there, bro?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Lucas,
Listen,
that Lucas clips
know.
were insane.
Bro.
Yeah, I actually
Psycho.
posted that in my stories and I saw it. I was like, ooh, gosh.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, do you do switch crook or regular crook, nollie 180 to switch crook or something like that? I forget what it was, dude.
yeah.
And I grinded the shit out of it.
He's a talent.
Yeah.
He's a gifted individual.
Very gifted.
for sure.
Very gifted.
Can we give you some 9 Club stuff to take home with you, dude? Of
course.
We have, I don't know if we have a big gallon thing like that, but we got some stuff. you know?
I hope we have.
We have some shit in there,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
I mean, we're
Some
running
stash.
low, but we'll send you a box. Too,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
There's a
want.
replenish coming here.
Yeah. Are you size large? Or
Maybe a medium now. I used to be
Oh.
XL to hide my body fat. Then I became a large. And then now I'm noticing, fuck, I'm skinny now. I want to show that off a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe I might have to go down to a medium.
all right, I'll see what I can grab back there. All
Yeah,
right,
we
one sec.
got a bunch of shit back there, but we are running low. We gotta re-up from our warehouse. Mike Capaldi, he's our warehouse manager. He ships out everything.
He
Yeah.
does a great job.
So you're down here just for the weekend. You skated Jaquan, amongst other things too. You went to the Huntington Park.
Yep.
I never been there. Is that place fun?
It's really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun.
I like
Low
it.
impact.
I was just about to say it's low impact and it's kind of like Bear, which I kind of like that vibe.
I love
A
that.
good training ground. I wish they had a place like that in Sacramento.
Yeah, I always say it doesn't take much to make skaters happy. You know,
No.
you could build this multi-million-dollar park with full pipes, and it's just like, dude, you could put a ledge and a manual pad and a quarter pipe, and we're chilling.
That's
Some
pretty
kids,
much what
some
it
kids
is.
might
Yeah.
some kids might complain a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's no stairs or there's no rails. Like,
Right.
But
But you know what I mean,
Take
though.
your ass to the stairs right down the
yeah,
block.
they got plenty
Yeah.
of those. They got plenty of those.
Yeah, go to Wendy's down there. They got a 7-stair. You know what I'm saying?
Have fun.
But yeah, no. Sometimes it feels. I don't know. There's something about like a bare park. It just feels better. You know. For me, I don't know.
So we didn't have that much, so I got medium and larges.
Okay.
So that's all I had.
There we go.
That's all we had.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hey,
no worries.
first of all, Henry, bro, pleasure, honor. Thank you so much for
you.
coming by.
Thank you guys for having me.
get
man.
the little
It means
fist
a
too.
lot.
Boom.
It means a lot.
Oh man,
it means
it means
so
a
much.
lot that you're here.
Straight up.
Oh,
It's the mini from the Highland Peak. Shout out Highland Peak. Shout out
For
Scott
sure.
Kane.
All day.
Oh yeah.
Switch heel back.
Switch heel, front nose,
on
yeah.
the rail.
Thank you for mentioning that,
Dude.
Yes.
Well, he's
Thank you.
He's one of the gnarly. I mean, he turned pro during his part.
Oh wow.
Baker.
Baker
No,
bootleg?
bootleg
Yep.
video. Here's a large switch flip Manny shirt. Here's a
Yes.
medium. Wait, is this large? This is a large also. 9 Club shirt.
All right.
And here's a medium tee, and also a mug. Here you go with some stickers in there. So
Oh,
when you get the
yes.
cover of Thrasher next time, we're gonna get the
Yeah,
$20 photo incentive.
A
For
soda.
Henry.
That's
We'll
it?
get a soda.
Yeah. yeah. Get a
Fucking
soda.
soda, man.
You know what?
That's what we can buy for $20 these
Yeah.
days.
You get the cover of Thrasher with the sticker on there. We'll get you a soda.
Fuck yeah. That's all I need. Yes. Life is complete.
There you go. What soda would it be though? Like back then when you were trying to trick and you'd buy you a soda. What's
Sprite.
That's it. It's just Sprite.
Yeah, Sprite.
That's basic.
That'll work,
I would think it would be something else like Coke with some caffeine in it or something.
Nah, always a Sprite.
Always Sprite?
Caffeine
Oh yeah,
free.
Sprite. Yeah, Sprite doesn't have caffeine
No,
in there, huh?
no.
Sprite is good.
Again, Henry, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming by. It's been
It's
amazing.
been an honor, man.
Oh,
It's been an
the
honor.
honor's ours.
Straight up.
bro.
Straight
Real
up.
talk.
Thank you, bro. Man.